All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the 12th episode of Campaign 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons, the penultimate episode, the show where I lead your favorite speedrunners on a daring adventure through a dastardly tabletop world of my creation. My name is Adef, and I'll be your Dungeon Master tonight. Joining us, as always, are Danny B, Dangers, The Blacktastic, DGR Dave, Kung Fu Fruit Cup, and Fant TV. Every other Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern here on twitch.tv/ADEF, the six of them will be traveling around the lands found in the Liseptian Ocean, attempting to learn its secrets and save the world. Also, due to the fact that all of our schedules are nuts this time of year, there's only one date that worked in November for all of us for the finale, so like I said, this is the penultimate episode. The finale is Thursday, 2 days from now. Thursday, November 18th. So this is henceforth S&D week. We have tonight and then Thursday as well, so buckle in. So basically, the game plan is watch as much of tonight as you can. It's going to go on YouTube promptly as quick as I can right after this, so you can catch up on anything you missed, and then binge for Thursday, because we got to have the gamers showing up for the big last episode. It's going to be a chonky one. And the last final bit of business, we have received a lot of YouTube comments about one specific lore thing, so I'm just going to clear it up. Everybody's like, how is Elion a half-elf? How's that? His parents. Well, I never specified a race for any of his family, but I'm just going to retcon now that his mom is an elf. Done. Great? Okay, great. So, last time on Speedrunners and Dragons, our players arrived in a fog-covered Krellerin, the capital of Castash, to find the docks and streets of the once bustling city completely empty and devoid of life. After members of the party fell under some kind of hypnosis, our players discovered countless human bodies littering the streets, parting the fog. The bodies seemed not quite alive and not quite dead, King Carlisle among them. Our party followed a hypnotized Arello who took them straight to what appeared to be the culprit, a massive tortoise with human souls in its mouth, billowing fog with each breath. There, too, was Killingston Killingsworth, who challenged Jader to a one-on-one fight to the death. Jader accepted and was sucked into Killingston's brink, money dimension. Whilst inside the brink, Jader brilliantly employed his brink, Excavate, to swiftly deal with Killingston. After the fight, Stem appeared and declared them worthy and powerful enough to warrant his support, maybe? It's unclear. The dude is weird. Stem then disappeared, and Daneth and Haddock intentionally got gobbled up by the tortoise. Inside was a swamp of sorts, sort of a swampy dimension. Joined by the other party members, our heroes ventured forth through the swamp fields, which were seemingly tilled by the souls of Krellerin. Driven to work by ghouls and ghasts, our heroes were split at a dock into two groups. One had to make a dire sacrifice in order to solve their puzzle, and the others fought a black slime monster which threatened to damage their weapons and armor. Rejoined after solving their respective tasks, with one half of the group now quite depressed at what they had to do, our heroes set off on a newly risen boat through a curtain of darkness and found themselves in combat with Simpeth and Lintu, the goddess of the sun and god of the moon, respectively. We rejoin our heroes now in the middle of said encounter. Welcome to episode 12 of Speedrunners and Dragons. Okay. We're here.
Hi.
Hello. And we pop right into the battle music.
Excellent.
So, gamers, when we last left off in the fight, basically, also, I guess I should mention that Dangers will be a little bit late this evening, and we'll also be losing Fant in a little bit here. So, like I said, there's going to be a lot of moving around. But stick with us, gamers, and we'll get through tonight, no problem. So, where we are in the encounter is they've gone through a couple of turns, they've done a lot of damage to Simpeth specifically, and Simpeth and Lintu have both activated their brinks and are sort of in the rear of the arena, and our players are a little more front and forward. Here we go. Are Daneth and Jader swapped? Oops.
Let's roll with it.
We're just gonna roll with it?
You know?
A roleplay of a roleplay?
It's destined to happen.
I want to do Super Saiyan mode for a little bit.
Super Saiyan
Super
level...
Saiyan Daneth. Yeah.
Alright.
I gotta say, Adef,
I need to see some Dan Jader fan art.
I gotta say, Daneth had never looked better there for a second.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, gamers. So, I believe, where we left off, they had just taken their turn. Lintu just took his turn. And Simpeth took hers, so it is now back in the turn order, and it would be Elion's turn, but he suddenly went catatonic for no explicable reason that adef won't story explain. And he's like, nah, so you skip my turn. And it is Veryl's turn. Veryl, hit me with it.
Okay. So, as a quick recap of what's going on, my shadow is right near them on the opposite side of an area of silence where no sound can be made, within which is a giant hole in the ground, and I'm right behind that. So I'm gonna let my shadow go first, and my shadow is going to. Can you remind me who is worse for wear?
Simpeth, the goddess of the sun, is far worse for wear.
Okay. I'm going to attack her with my shadow. My shadow is going to roll to hit with its quarterstaff, and that is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And the damage is. Oh, that should be a 1d8. 9 damage.
9 damage coming up.
And I'm also going to use a stunning strike so that I can attempt to stun her. She must make a Constitution saving throw against, I have to calculate this every time because I always forget, 14.
Okay. I also need to roll the D-Bless. So 16 plus Constitution save, you said?
Yes.
What's the DC?
14.
She passes.
Ooh, close one. Okay. She is not stunned. And that, I will now attempt to punch her as a follow-up action. Let's see. Yes. Okay, that's a 25 to hit.
That hits.
And punch does 11 damage.
Sweet.
Go.
And I think that is all the shadow will do.
Okay, now your turn.
Yep, my turn. So I am. They are 15 feet behind the silence, and the silence is 40 feet in diameter, so I'm 55 feet away, which means I can not make it unless I dash. So what I'll do is I will enter the zone of silence. Actually,
I think
you know
you were already in it because you couldn't hear her brink at the end.
Oh, that's true.
So I think you're actually already in it.
Okay.
So you might be able to make it.
I don't know that I want to get in melee range of both of them without the ability to teleport away, since we cannot do this since it's a very bright room.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is just back up, I guess, or maybe just stay where I am. I'm gonna stay where I am inside the zone of silence. Sort of just past my turn a little bit.
Throw down a face down and end my turn. Excellent. After Veryl is Hadak.
Yes. Oh, finally.
I know, we've waited so long.
So long. 2 turns already? Jeez.
Jeez.
Let's see. What was the name of the one that Veryl just hit?
Simpeth.
Yeah, the one that we're gonna gang up on, because worse for wear. I'm actually gonna move a fair distance. I don't think I'm in anywhere inside the cone.
I don't think so,
of
no.
silence.
No.
But I do have a guiding bolt at the 2nd spell level that can travel to up to 120 feet, so all. So let's do that. I'm going to do that. Roll that d20 to hit. Apply. That's 23 to hit.
That hits.
And 2nd spell level is 5d6.
Wow, I'm gonna let you roll that.
For a 22.
Wow, that's well above average.
Let's go.
The guiding bolt. So first of all, the shadow does the shadow thing, and she's like, ouch. And then Bobby throws guiding bolt, and psst, she's shocked by this. and hurt quite badly. She's not looking great.
I'm gonna stay where I am. I think like within sight of like Viral in case I need to render aid, but that's about it.
Okay, sweet. Up next is Daneth, and Daneth is still in his sort of Super Saiyan mode with indomitable trust, his leveled up version of his Brink.
He's gonna get the kill, isn't he? This
No,
guy.
because my hunter's mark is on Lintu right now. And, you know, I've seen power-ups happen when one of a dual boss battle goes down. So I'm not going to move it, but
What?
let's get to Lintu.
What are you talking about? That's so funny.
Lintu, you think you're free of this pain? Think she's going to take it all? Well, I got my eyes on you. And that's right, my spear is at their feet, probably. Right
Yeah, the javelin of lightning is just like...
done. But I still have my wonderful bow, Aelion. May he get here soon. And I am going to roll to hit because it's a bolty attack.
Bolty, you dig?
Bolty attack.
Well, the
Yeah,
second to
so-
last time.
So, first one is a 25.
That
and
hits.
Then we have a 19.
Both hit.
Okay, so I will now roll for damage, which I get a +1 d4. I believe it was to my rolls
Yes.
from Brink. Does Bless also add on to it?
Bless is on the attack roll, not on the damage.
On the
Yeah.
attack roll. Okay, so that is going to be, let's see. Oh, wow, 21 damage.
Nice.
On Lintu here.
That's good.
21.
21.
21.
21.
21.
9 plus 10.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. What? So Dan, if you also, when you draw the bowstring, it like feels remarkably easy, and you pull it further than it should. It's like about to snap. So when you lose it, does that extra damage? Is that your turn, my friend?
I'm gonna move 30 feet closer,
Okay.
but staying out of the cone of silence. So going
Okay,
around
great.
it if needed. Yeah.
Also, it's worth mentioning it is a sphere, but it's just more fun to say cone.
The cone of silence is, you know,
The cone of silence. Excellent. Up next is Elencia.
Alrighty, well, I feel like I'm a very like easy easy to guess character. I'm gonna shoot everybody. That's what I do.
Hey, it works.
Me when I buy Call of Duty. I'm gonna shoot everybody.
I'm just gonna shoot everybody. She likes to stay in the back and just go pew pew pew. So
Excellent.
yeah, so Goddess is not doing great, but I have the Hunter's Mark on Moon God. That's the only thing that I'm deciding between. Either way, I'm gonna scratch my arrows.
Sure.
I'm gonna shoot someone.
Great.
I think I forgot to add my hunter's mark damage.
You can
Well,
retcon.
did you
You can
or
rec.
him.
He shot the guy, so you can. If you roll that right now, Fan, I'll add it.
I think it's a 1d6.
Yeah, it's just a d6.
Each time I deal damage, I roll 2d6. That's another 6 damage.
Okay, sweet. Another 6 damage, and L. Let's see those shots.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot. I'll shoot him just
Okay.
because I want to do extra damage too. So that is plus the bless 17, 20, over 20 hits, right?
You're good.
Over 20, 25. Okay, so then let's roll this and this and this. Okay, great. Oh, and then we have my brink is going.
Yes, which I will calculate after.
Yeah. 10, 12. Plus 5. So
That hits.
17.
That hits. So both hit.
No, that's... Oh, you're rolling both attacks. No, that was like how much damage I was doing.
Oh, okay. So you did 17 with
17
dice and bonuses. Okay, then we divide by 2 and round down.
So it'd be... It was round up. but
Round
it
up.
wasn't-
So 9 on top. So you
Yeah.
cash 9, and the total damage is 26.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So now I'm going to do it again.
So this sort of purple psych-filled arrow
Uh-huh.
strikes him, and he doesn't love it. And then
Yeah.
you sort of see like blue trails of energy flowing from the arrow's wound towards L.
Yes. Well, because, yeah, I have my brink and my hunter's mark and my psychic damage. Okay. This is only, this is an 18.
That hits.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Then this one's gonna be...
Well, she over here swinging.
DPS.
13 without brink.
13 plus 7 is 20. You cash 7.
Yes. I have a lot of brink health. Okay.
Excellent.
And let's see, anything extra I want to do? See, people are too close to them, right? Who's really, really close to the other two?
The shadow is really close to them. And I think, like, Daneth is sort of close, but not that close.
Okay, but I assume they're all heading to go into melee combat. 'Cause I could use Hail of
Eventually,
Thorns
yeah.
otherwise. Yeah, but I don't want to hurt everybody else. That's the reason why it's hard to use that one, actually.
Right. I think it's intended to be like a sneak attack thing. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's like creatures within 4 feet. Then that should be fine.
Yeah, throw it. Why not?
I'm gonna be like, good job, everybody. Wait, healing is an action, not a bonus.
Correct.
Action with the brink.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Is that your
Yeah.
turn? Sweet.
Yeah.
Up next is Jade. As the French
Haven't
may
been called
say.
that in a while. So I am out of the Cone of Silence, and I would like to go around the Cone of Silence and stand uncomfortably close to Daneth, if that's possible.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's possible.
Behind him.
Oh, okay.
I want to be behind him. And how far away are we from the...
I would say, Daneth, did you use your full movement speed?
I only used 30.
Okay,
30.
so you closed 30, you were like 30 feet away, so Jader, if you get to Daneth, you are 30 feet away, I think. Or no. Yes, yeah, I think you're 30 feet away. If to use Big Shaq's words, trigonometry works out.
Okay, alright. That's where I'm at. And I'm still too far away to really... I'm not really good with a bow. I can use it, but... Guys, I got a couple holes left to use, and I'm gonna use them.
Yeah, I bet.
Are the gods standing close to each other?
They're right next to each other because
we're gonna
Lintu teleported to her.
One hole, two gods here, because I am digging a hole. I say excavate.
That's the title of the episode. I'm writing that down right now.
And because this is gonna do the most damage that I can do without.
Should I call it Two Gods, One Hole? Am I gonna get?
I mean-
am I gonna get TOS for this?
I don't think, but
I
you
think
know,
so.
I think it should be fine. That's what I'm doing. I'm digging a hole.
Okay.
And family-friendly streamer DGR Dave.
Call me Stanley Yelnats. I'm digging a hole, baby. So I'm gonna make it. It might get Danny's shadow. That's the only thing. I don't know how
Is
close.
the shadow within melee range, Danny? Yeah. Well, good news. It's not a real person.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Danny.
The shadow
I got-
also has slow fall.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's nice, dear.
Of course. it does.
Okay, so I'm digging a 12-foot hole that big enough to encompass both of them.
Sweet. What's the depth and radius, etc.?
It's 6 feet in radius and 12 feet deep.
Okay.
And they both need to make DC 16 strength saving throws.
They sure
If
do.
Fail, they are prone. And they take...
He rolls DC 16.
Yes.
He succeeds. No. He fails. And she also fails.
Yeah, they're both prone, and they both take
12 damage now. Or is
12
it more?
plus a D4. 16. I got a 4. So
Nice.
16. They each take 16. And that's my turn.
Sweet. Up next is them, and I gotta tell you, this hole that you've dug, you excavate and it opens and they both fall, And when she hits the ground, she's not looking good. The shadow can see her, I guess, is the only person, but you can feel it. Like, you've done a lot of damage to her. We talking like single digits.
I wanted to kill with my whole.
Yes.
The shadow, to be clear, is down there with them now.
Oh yes, yeah. The shadow slow fall. How do you want to do? I guess it's just fine.
It reduces the damage by 5 times your level, so minus 35 damage, so it's 0.
So you actually gain health. That's great.
Yes.
What
What a relaxing drift into the abyss this was.
a broken combo that would be. Dave could
Who's gonna be a shadow
Dave
next
could
campaign?
Yeah, exactly. Dave could just excavate Danny to give him health back. Wow. It's a glitch.
Dude.
Yeah.
Underflow and
Yeah, exactly. And so the library.
oh god.
So yeah, the two of them are sort of, you know, it's rough. It's rough times. My DMing is at full throttle right now. But Lintu is gonna go first, and start of her turn. We'll do that first. Everybody who can hear her takes 1d4, right? Let me check. Yes, 1d4 poison damage. I'll roll that. I believe everyone can hear her or Danny, did you step out of the thing?
I specifically stayed inside.
Okay, everybody else takes 1 damage.
Yay.
So like her lungs are intact from the fall?
Yeah, she didn't take her hands off the flute. She's a professional.
We all take 1.
She's a
I'll
professional.
take 3.
Okay.
So...
You take 3?
No, everybody takes 1.
Oh, I thought it was 1d4, my bad.
No, I rolled it for everybody, just across the board.
Oh, okay.
Oh, got it.
Sorry.
You roll a 1.
Yes, I rolled a 1.
Okay.
So Lintu, even though he is prone, he is going to warp. And he starts dancing on his back, basically. And he instantly warps, like moonlight beams down on him, and then he's instantly right by Varel. And Varel, it feels like he came out of the moon mark that's on you that he placed when he attacked you. So he, like, comes out of you and attacks you.
That is
That-
nightmare fuel.
Definitely hits you. And Danny, you take 15 damage. And then who else was hit? It'd be kind of weird for him to attack Elion since he's not here. So he's gonna attack you again, Danny.
Should we
Can I
remember
tell
to
you
bank
something
that
that may or may not change your opinion on this?
Sure, what's that?
If he hits me, I will die.
That does not change my opinion.
All right, let's go.
So that is
Don't die. I'll feel you.
that is a 17 to hit.
My armor class is 18.
Oh, let's go. Woo! That's a close
my
call. Did I give him 3 attacks? No, I don't think so. I think he only has 2. And now he teleports again, and he is back at Simpeth. He, like, comes out of her, like, her side as well. Clearly, he marked her, and, like, so that they can teleport quickly. And also, Danny's not even wearing armor. It's just, like, his body and a loincloth. Oh my god, Dangers is here?
Oh,
Hi.
take 1 point of damage, dangerous.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off the 5 person for a second. And turn on the 6 person.
Hello.
And then do this.
Now you don't have to worry about the 4.
We all pop in like the Brady Bunch. Like, here's a story.
Oh, fun. It, like,
Of a
doesn't...
pissed ass fork.
What's up? What's up, Dangers?
You made it.
I'm here.
Yay.
Hello.
Fu, your cropping is weird for some reason. I'm sorry. I did the best I can in a moment's notice.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'm so big.
I know. I'm trying.
Okay, soon she'll be fine.
So yeah, we'll go back to the 5 person in a second. Okay, so Dangers, we skipped your turn, and Danny almost just died. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Just checking. Okay. So, Lintu has just almost killed Danny and teleported to Simpeth, and now, Simpeth's turn. She is going to, she basically stops playing for a moment, and you all sort of feel this weight lifted off of you. And then she starts playing a different song, and Lintu looks at her, and he looks like so concerned, but none of you can see see her. You can see him, though, from above the hole, like looking down. And he looks so concerned at whatever it is that she's playing, but he just like nods silently, and she continues quicker and quicker and quicker, fortissimo, fortissimo, just like it's getting louder and louder and louder and faster and faster and faster, and then you see the two of them start to like fuse, and they start to warp into like a circle around each other, spinning faster and faster and faster as it gets denser and denser, and then this like being emerges. And it sort of looks like her, and it sort of looks like him, but neither at the same time. This long flowing red hair, but this like sleek silver streaks. This very like androgynous person with flowing robes, and I'm trying to see.
They just twin Rova.
They twin rovid, yes, precisely.
That's exactly where my mind went.
And there's no flute anymore. She's just like singing, or they are singing. And that is going to be their turn, I would say. And we are going to go straight to Elion.
Hello, that's me.
Did you take the point of damage? Right? Shouldn't he do that?
Elion, take 1 point of damage.
Ow.
Ouch.
We got poison.
Okay. Do we feel anything different?
What does that mean?
Do we feel anything different? Like there were some break effect?
No, you feel. I will say your movement speed is halved. So that is something to keep in mind.
Right. Okay, well, I think I'm going to cast, for my own safety, Mirror Image. I just have to pull up my spells because I just got here. Hello, hi. Yes, I'm good. I'm good at this. And I tried to do this once and it kind of failed and nothing really happened. So we're going to try it again. I create 3 duplicates of myself until the spell ends. The duplicates move with me, they mimic my actions, they shift position. Basically, anytime a creature tries to hit me, there's some stuff that we have to do to determine whether it hits me or a clone.
Okay.
So I will do that with my action.
Okay.
And how's everybody doing on temporary hit points? I don't remember if I did this last time.
I think temporary hit
You
points were boosted.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if I can do that again, though. When you do so... Because I could use some hit points. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it again. Yeah, Mantle of Inspiration again for my bonus action. So, doesn't say that I can only use it once per rest. So that's what I'm going to do. Everybody gets 8 temporary hit points.
8?
And can react with movement speed.
Which is currently halved.
Whatever you have.
So you can currently take half your movement speed as a bonus action right now.
Viral, are you planning on moving anywhere?
No.
All right. Doc will use that extra movement speed to be a little bit closer to him since he's in pretty bad shape. So I think it'll be entering the cone of silence.
Yeah,
we are
Danger's.
inside
Danny's
silence.
almost dead.
Yeah,
So
it's all right. Pop's coming.
So is anybody taking their movement speed? Sorry, I was looking at a thing.
Bobby's joining me inside silence.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go in. Sure. Why not?
You're going into the silence?
I'm going in, baby.
Okay. Excellent. And Dangers, anything else for your turn?
Where is the bird? Do we remember where the bird
I
is?
think the bird was struck off the shoulder, and it would have done something on your previous turn, obviously. So it's just like flying about.
Okay. then can I get it to come back to me?
Sure.
Yeah, it lands on my shoulder.
Okay. So the person whose brink it last touched doesn't really exist anymore. Or no, did it touch Danny? No, it did go. And,
It did touch me at
But
some
was-
point. I don't know if it did
I
something
think that
else
was
between.
before. Yeah, what's up, Fu?
It wasn't most recently.
What about our hunter's marks? Do we just is it?
Dispelled.
Well, it's once the creature's defeated, we can then retarget it.
So yeah, I'd say transfer the hunter's mark to the new being. That
Okay,
works.
cool. That's what I figured. Okay, figured it would just
That works.
head on over. Okay.
So dangers, we'll say most recent person is gone, so that doesn't really work anymore. So it's kind of just on your shoulder, just hanging out.
Sure. That's my turn.
Sweet. Up next, or Fant, do you want to jump now?
Yeah, I was about to say I'll defer my turn to Fant so he can take one more.
Fant actually sent me his turn already,
I sent the
so
turn.
he can run and I can take care of it.
Wow, nice.
Um,
Fine.
everybody say
Yeah,
everybody say
sorry,
goodbye to Fant.
We'll see you in the finale,
I
dude.
have to leave so early, but I believe in you guys. You're gonna crush them.
We'll see Fant in the finale.
I'll see you in 2 days, everybody.
I'm gonna throw to the map layout and just quickly go into studio mode and figure this out. Fant, feel free to disconnect. There we go. 6th person is
Give
down.
his health. He's just gonna die between now and next.
I'm gonna kill him.
I should have stayed behind him. He would have been just like a. I guess he's
With a
shorter
meat
than me.
shield.
He would have been a. I know. Maybe can I move back?
Okay, this is gonna be a little screwy, but I'll fix it while it is Veryl's turn. Veryl, tell me what you're doing.
Okay, so where is the combined being now?
The combined person is where the two of them were, just above.
So like just floating over the hole in the ground?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Can my shadow exit the hole or no?
Yes, yeah, just walk up, basically.
It can?
Yes.
Because it's like 12 feet deep.
Yeah, you just, like, climb out.
Okay. Is that just its movement or is that an action?
I would say that's movement. I would say it's probably going to use your full movement since it's already halved for the shadow to get out.
Okay.
If that's kosher
Gotcha.
with you.
Sure. So in that case, is the shadow in melee range then, standing at the edge of the hole?
Yes.
Okay. So the shadow is going to attempt to do basically the same thing that it did before.
Also,
It's
I
gonna-
apologize for the layout, gamers. I'm working as quick as I can.
Shadow's going to roll to hit. That is an 18 to hit the combined being. Do we have a name for this combined being?
I wrote it as Lintu plus Simpeth.
All right.
But it...
Limpet.
Slintu, Limpeth, Limp Biscuit.
There you go.
It hits.
Like Limpeth.
18 hits.
Limpeth is not
Okay.
bad, yeah.
You're gonna do some damage. That is 7 damage from the quarterstaff strike. I'm gonna attempt to stun this creature. And it must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, I got it, I think. Sorry, Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, against 14.
D-Bless is not active on this person.
Ooh.
That is a pass.
Okay. The shadow is going to now punch following the attack action. Actually, no, it does. What I didn't do last time is that shadow has a multi-attack, so it's going to hit again with the quarterstaff and then punch.
Okay,
That is a 24 to hit,
that hits,
and it does another 7 damage with the quarterstaff.
which totals to...
14 total damage for
Okay.
the turn so far. It's going to try to stunning strike again because this is not a bonus action. You can just do this as many times
Okay,
as
I'll
do
roll.
damage.
Pass. I pass.
Okay. It's going to then the shadow is going to do something it has not done before ever in this
Die.
dire situation. in this dire situation where its master is at 1 HP.
Oh, that's right.
The shadow is going to take its bonus action to disintegrate and merge back with the monk, and the monk glows a little bit, and that's all you see. So now Varel is going to take his turn.
Okay.
And so Varel's going to run up to the edge of the hole.
Okay.
And do some damage with the quarterstaff, same as the monk did. That is, I'm going to roll my bless on that one, just in case. With bless, that's an 18.
That hits.
Great. And that is 12 damage.
Okay.
For the multi-attack, we're going to roll one more time. That's another 18.
Hit.
And another 12 damage.
Nice.
And as my bonus action, I'm going to stay right in front of them, but I'm going to activate... actually, I'm going to try to stun on both of those.
Okay, I'll roll both times.
Yeah.
One fail, one pass.
Okay, so can we say that I just did it one time if you failed the first time? Okay.
Sure, yeah, it did fail the first one, so yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Which means
so-
what exactly?
So it is now stunned, which means it can't move or take actions or reactions until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
And attack rolls against it have advantage. And some more things I'll let you know if it comes up.
Okay.
Yes. Additionally, just in case, I will be entering patient defense. So I am going to take it basically amounts to me taking the dodge action by spending a key point.
Okay. Sweet. Is that your turn?
That's it.
Okay, up next is Hadak.
Barely did anything.
Vero, you're at the edge of the.
Yeah, I've exited silence. I'm right in front of the monster.
All right, cool. I want to do something funny, so I hope the DM will allow it. Because Hadak is still, in medic mode, real quick. So he's gonna try to approach Vero, but
I'm gonna
also
help
try
you.
to cast healing word inside of the cone. So he just like.
Yeah, nothing happens. It won't work.
So him realizing this, he'll dash to the outside of the cone in front of Varel and grab him by the shoulders and just and cast the healing word by yelling in his face.
There you go.
At a third spell level, so you can roll yourself. You can heal 3d4 plus 7.
3d4 plus 7. Okay.
Just big man screaming to nothing, run up, shaken baby syndrome.
Cool. I healed for 6 plus 7, which is 13 damage. Thank you. Not damage. The opposite of damage.
Nice.
Nice. And then, since that was actually a bonus action.
You
I
dashed
want-
as an action, though, yes?
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
How much movement did you take?
Well, because
It was...
it wouldn't have been halved because you were inside the thing, but then it becomes halved when you exit the thing.
Okay, so how much did he take?
So it's where
Maybe
were
I
you?
used that
Where were
word.
you in the sphere?
I was...
Oh, go ahead.
Well, if you were with me, I was like just behind the center of the sphere.
Okay, and what's the radius? 15 feet?
15 feet.
It's a 20-foot radius sphere of silence. So I was like 25 feet away from the edge.
Okay, so you would have taken 25 of 30, and then
25 of 60.
I was saying of his full movement speed.
But he dashed.
Right, I'm getting there.
Okay.
So 25 of 30, non-hindered. Then if you dashed, you would in theory have 35 left. Halved to 18, which I think does get you there if you dash.
Right. But I also had another bonus action alongside that. Spiritual weapon. I just wanted the
Please.
spiritual weapon now, please, por favor. At the second spell level, so it can travel. How far is Glintu from us?
It's right in front of you. You're in melee range.
Oh, hell yeah. Then yeah, spiritual weapon in the form of a battle axe is going to swing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119
for 19. Is that hit?
That hits.
Cool. 1d8 plus 2. That's 3 damage. I'm just gonna end my turn modestly.
Okay.
You could get away from it if you wanted to, since you have 18 movement left.
No. He has.
That's like.
It was 25, 35 left. And it halves, and it was like 15 feet to get there. So he has like 3 feet of movement.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
cool.
just gonna stay where I am because I'm technically in front of you, trying to shield you from damage.
Okay. Also, it's stunned, so it's okay.
Okay, is that your
It's a
turn?
god. I don't know what gods. You know.
Is that your turn?
Well,
Yeah.
just real quick, I forgot. Attack rolls against it have advantage, so roll your roll again and double your
And
dice
in case you get
in
crit.
case it was a crit.
Yeah, in case it's a crit.
It was not.
Okay.
Okay, Daneth's turn. Daneth planned to shoot with the bow twice. The first shot was a 14, which does not hit. The second shot was a 23, which is a hit, dealing 8 damage. So I'll put that in.
Do you want to roll again for each one, since it's an advantage?
No, because I don't know the dice.
Oh, well, just to hit, I mean.
Yeah, I know, but then I'd have to double
you don't
the
know
dice,
damage
which
dice.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
Sure, why not? Neither of them were crit, so we're in the clear.
Was the fail a hit, though, is the question.
No.
Okay.
No, sorry, that took a second. I'm a little bit all over the place at the moment. So that's his turn, and then I have, quote, maybe my brink cools down in a flash of steam due to the missed attack, and then it leaves me either unconscious or too weak. I like that. So Daneth sort of shoots these 2 shots. One of them's missed, and he's so depressed. And he sets down his bow and uses his full movement speed, which currently is 65 divided by 2, which is 32, or 31 and a half. And so he walks 30 feet towards the swamp's edge and sits down like this. And then steam starts coming off of his body, and he just falls down asleep. And that's what that is. Attaboy, Daneth. Excellent turn. Good team player. Alencia, it's your turn.
Yeah, hi. Okay. Work with me on this.
I'm working with you.
I never use my spear. How close am I to the crew?
The crew.
Like Beryl and Danathan.
Veryl and Haddock are... Did you ever move?
Not really.
Yeah, so you're like 70 feet from them.
Can I throw my spear and make it over there? I don't have
Spear range... Is it spear or javelin?
spear.
Spear range is...
2060.
2060, so no.
Well, you could move.
You
10
could
feet and
move.
throw it.
You could move 10 feet,
I
but
can
then
move
you...
and then take an action, right?
Yeah, you'd then be throwing with disadvantage.
Which cancels with the advantage.
Unless she's attacking you.
I'm not.
Oh,
Well,
is that
I
a
mean-
thing?
I'm gonna.
Wasn't
So-
that a thing?
Yes, but I'm gonna turn it around so the blunt side is facing him.
Can't you shoot them? You can shoot them.
I can shoot a spear.
No. You could shoot an arrow for the same effect. No?
Oh, but also with it facing backwards. I don't know if that would.
No, that will not. Physically, that does not work.
Yeah.
But you could let them take damage from the arrow without the psychotic damage or whatever. Like you could not. Because
I'm just trying to negate any damage.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. So I think here are your options. Here are your 2 options. You either throw the javelin, blunt side, which is fine, but you'd be throwing at disadvantage, even if you move forward. You would have to move forward a little bit. You'd be
Right.
throwing with disadvantage, not great. Or you just shoot Danny with an arrow, except you do not apply the brink sucking to this because you're doing the opposite. And you just don't use your psychotic magic or whatever, your psych
Right.
magic. And so it's just
Right.
an arrow that Danny will take damage from, but then will also get a bunch of health from.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think. I could also take the disadvantage, but use the bardic inspiration.
This all the cards, the ball's in your court.
If I miss, it would still land close to him, I assume.
And then he could just like cut himself with it.
Well, he would just pick it up.
Yeah, if you like yelled at him or something.
Yeah, I just tell him to go get it if I miss.
Sure, I guess that's fine.
All right, okay, all right, here we go.
All right, so you have to move forward a little bit to be within disadvantage range.
So, but my movement is halved, right?
Yeah, so you can move 15 and you'll be within range for disadvantage throw.
I can move... Even if I move 30 feet, that's still disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, correct.
Okay, then I'll just go with the disadvantage. Okay, I'll move 15 feet, and so I
Okay.
roll twice to take the lower.
Yes, correct. And then before I tell you whether it hits or not, that's when you apply Bardic Inspiration.
But I would also apply Bless, right?
Yes. Bless would
Okay.
go on both of them.
Okay, so... Right. Okay. 16 and... Nat 1.
Oops.
You
Well,
go to throw the javelin, because Nat 1's a Nat 1. You go to throw the javelin, and before you even like think to use the Bardic Inspiration or the Bless, like all this, you're just like, you're so proud of this plan. You're so proud of this. You're like, you get to use this new ability. Yeah, you're gonna hurt your friend maybe, but like ultimately it's gonna be fine. And you throw the javelin and it goes 5 feet. And it
Okay.
lands right in front of you. And
Okay.
and you're like, okay.
I'm like, oh crap.
Are we locked in with that scenario? That's what happened for sure?
Unless you have some magic time reversal ability.
Okay, good. Because I just wanted to say I was really worried that you were going to say she accidentally hit the boss with this healing thing.
Oh, no. That's a more interesting outcome, potentially.
Do I get a multi-attack? Does that have to be like without moving in between?
If you have a multi-attack, you have a multi-attack, period. If you use the
whatever
attack
weapon.
action, yeah, you can use any weapon. It's just 2 attack actions get to take place.
Okay. But I can't like go pick it up and try again.
You could reach 5 feet and try again, sure.
Yeah, okay, alright.
Let's just do it again.
I'm just like, oh crap, I forgot how to throw.
Yeah, exactly. And then you
Okay,
reach
just
down
try
and
again.
pick it up and try again. 2 rolls take the lesser.
Okay, I got 18 on both of them.
Okay, great.
Hey.
That is going to hit Danny for sure.
Okay.
I'll roll the damage for the blunt side of the spear.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna yell catch. So could he roll to try and catch it?
Yes, he actually can. This
I
is
literally have this. Yeah. I
You're
have
like-
deflect missiles.
Be like, barrel catch! No!
What doesn't Varel have?
a sex life.
It's true. It's true.
I mean,
Varel is a loner.
but he's so cool.
He's so cool. It's not their. It's not his fault. It's their fault.
True.
What did you roll, Danny?
I subtract a d10 on which I rolled a 4 plus dex, which is 9, and my level.
You take
so
no. You take no
16.
damage.
Okay, if the missile is small enough to hold in one hand, I can catch it
You catch
and make a
the.
ranged attack.
You catch the javelin
The spear.
Okay.
Yeah.
or the spear. Sorry, you catch it in one arm, and then but you don't really know why this has been thrown to you.
You feel a lot better because you just got 31.
I thought
health.
he has to get hit by it.
It hit my palm.
All right, fine, whatever. Fuck it. Take the health. Take
No,
it.
we
30,
didn't specify.
31, you said?
No,
30.
it's because I've licked it. So whatever he's touched that I've licked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
31. Okay. I'm
We
feeling so
touched
good.
that thing.
Yeah, you feel good. You're welcome. Let's go.
So yeah, L throws once, misses, like, oh shit, and goes and picks it up, and then, and Danny Varel hears, Varel catches, like, just a whip around, and,
Why do I feel better?
yeah, exactly. L, is that your turn?
And then I just finger gun him, and then
What is this? These don't exist.
it's kind of.
Excellent. Jader, it's your turn.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
How close? Can I get into melee range?
Yes.
All right, I'm going straight in, baby.
Okay, baby.
Melee range does a 20 something hit. 25.
What was
hit.
the natural roll?
17.
Okay, yeah, that hits. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I was just curious.
Okay. For wow, that's really bad. For 8 damage.
Okay.
Gonna use my extra attack.
Extra.
Extra.
Does a 17 hit
Yes.
for 20.
Okay, nice.
Then I'm gonna use my action surge.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna swing again. Does a
I actually think, and not to be annoying, but I think that you would have actually had to use the action surge to dash to make it into melee range, because Haddock had to dash to get there, and you were right by him.
What if I tell you I have running long jump? Does that change anything?
Is that an action?
I don't know. It just says
think
I
so.
have it.
I think so. So I think
can
you
just long
you,
jump really far.
No. So I think you would have had to have used your action surge
Fine.
actually to dash in and then do the 2
Fine.
attacks.
Well,
So-
I guess that's it then.
Hey, that's not a bad turn.
I'll take it. That's it
So
for me.
Jader runs in full speed and with the Vorpal blade just 2 swipes. And actually, Limpeth is looking bad. Not down bad, but like bad. Okay, it is now their turn. And Varel, you feel this like weird connection for a moment where like what was the exact ability that made them frozen?
Stunned.
So you feel the stun, like they're still singing, and as they sing, like the stun is gone. Like there was some.
Well,
They were singing the whole time. It's not an action.
yeah, but they can't speak.
They're a god.
Ah!
Overruled. You're about to one-turn this boss, and I want them to do something. And their whole thing is sound, so that's it. Oops. Oops, all attacks. So, first they are going to, they start singing this, like, weird dissonant pitch, where it feels like a low voice and a high voice are coming out of one voice box at the same time. And a moon insignia appears in front of them, and magic moon missiles fly out. And it is going to hit all 5 of you.
Is it though?
We'll get to you in a second.
Varel can catch missiles too. We gotta
Not
remember
these
that.
ones. Not these ones.
AF is just like, Varel is nerfed for this turn.
It has to be done. Okay, I am just going to do this as an all-encompassing roll instead of rolling a billion times. You all take 14 radiant damage. Elion, let's come to you.
Hi.
So, the weird thing about magic missiles is that it auto-hits. So it's not about rolling to hit, it's about choosing the right target.
Right, which is what this spell is about.
Yes, so let's do that.
So you need to roll a d20.
Okay. I have done that.
And what did you get?
18.
Then you hit a duplicate.
Good God.
Duplicates have their own AC.
Okay.
But that doesn't matter because it hits automatically, right?
Yes,
'Cause
so
you
the
said missile.
duplicate takes 14 damage.
I want to see if it has. Yeah, the duplicate is destroyed. So now there's just 2 duplicates.
Okay, you're an elite wizard from Thousand Year Door.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them, and then yeah. Anyway, okay, so a multi attack. Then the moon insignia spins, and they are gone, and they appear at Elion, and they know it's the proper one because, or does it does it insta copy everything about you?
They are exact duplicates that move with me and mimic my actions, shifting position, so it's impossible to track which image is real, says the text.
Okay, I'm gonna say that this brink, you weren't here for this, but you were marked by a moon marker in the last episode, and that allows them to instantly teleport to that moon marker, and the moon marker is a brink thing, so I don't think it's replicable with this spell. So they appear at you, and it's you, and they know it's you, which, like, is startling, and they attack.
Okay.
Does a 21 hit you?
Sure does.
Question. Are we
21.
Are we keeping any of the effects of the stun, or just the lack of movement has gone away?
It's all gone.
Okay.
21 damage to you, Elion.
Yikes. All right.
They basically just stab you with this rapier, and yeah. Then they're going to teleport back. Well, they probably don't want to be near Varel. Good news, they can teleport a bunch of times. They're going to teleport to Varel and attack Varel. Varel, does a 22 hit you?
Roll again. They have disadvantage because I took patient defense.
Okay. Does an 18 hit you? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Tie goes to the roller. You conniving bastard. 27 damage.
Oh my
Thought I
god.
just killed you.
This is some stun.
And then they teleport back to Elion and move backwards, but they give Elion an attack of opportunity.
Sure.
So you can roll to hit.
Nice out here. And let's see, 14.
Bless as well.
Oh yeah, then it should be fine.
Yeah, anything
21.
above 16 or 16 or
21
higher.
left,
Yeah, that hits.
So, rapier attack. Dude, I don't do these very often. They take 12 damage.
So they basically in their turn they release these moon missiles, and then they teleport to Elion, stab, teleport back to Varel, stab, and then they teleport back to Elion, start backing away, and Elion just quickly swipes at their throat, and they start grasping at their throat, at their voice box, and they're clawing at their throat, ripping their throat, like trying to get to their voice box desperately. This like weird mix of personalities clawing at each other, and they just start to crumble as blood pours out of their throats, and they fall to the ground, and you see them like splitting, coming back together, and as moonlight and sunlight, manifestations of their respective brinks, begin to consume and destroy this now combined body, light pours out of its eyes and mouth, and its skin starts to melt and compress under the pressure. And the body begins to convulse and thrash about, and finally, poof, implodes. And sunlight and moonlight temporarily fill the space. It's almost blinding. This weird mix of like white and bright light. They're totally gone, defeated. And as you look around, what was that?
I was gonna say we're still in the turtle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, like another dimension.
Yeah. In the turtle.
I love that.
So yeah, the also I just got word that the construction in our condo where they changed all the internet, everything has done nothing, and it's still 1 megabit per second upload. So that's
Incredible.
Gnarly. Let's go Spectrum. Let's go. So anyway,
God.
you're still inside this like other dimension, right? And you look around and the scenery begins to fade away. It's almost like the arena in which you're in just like starts to dissipate into the air. And I'm losing my place.
I'm sorry I interrupted with turtle.
No, it's okay. So you fall softly Let me turn on the ominous music. Maybe that's better. You fall softly into the swamp water below. And as you look around, the water, too, begins to close in around you. And the curtain of darkness, like everything is just sort of darkening and closing in. And then suddenly you feel like you're tumbling. Together, all of you are just falling in complete darkness, but you can see each other, and you feel as though your brink energy is almost guiding you through this. And you fall for what feels like moments, but also simultaneously hours. It's like there's no concept of time. It's truly this like stretched space. And a view that is foreign to most of you, but familiar to Alencia, presents itself. Suddenly, you are falling past planets, stars, galaxies, and you orbit this massive blue flame in the center of this universe for a moment. And suddenly a flare bursts forth from the flame and takes you all with it. You're sort of all riding along with this blue flame that's shooting out into the universe. And you fly for some time, and it's gorgeous and calm and serene, but also you're very inquisitive what's going on. And through all this cosmic scenery, you fly for a while until it becomes evident that you're hurtling towards some kind of planet caked in blue. Then, all of a sudden, you blink, and you feel ground beneath your feet. An interesting air fills your nostrils. It's clear and yet dense. Loud noises fill the air, erupting from what feels like hundreds of feet below you. You seem to be on some kind of like high-up balcony, made largely of strange, very sleek metals. And before you is a man smoking a cigarette, and he's leaning over the balcony.
Hello, Steven.
You speak, and it appears as though he can't hear you.
I take a step forward and try and touch him on the shoulder.
As you reach your hand out, you see your hand, and it's blue. It's like you're like a waving apparition, made out of sort of this same blue flame, and it looks like maybe you're being shown something that's already happened.
What's off of the balcony?
As you look down, you see countless lights, and they're not really like the lights that you've seen back home. They're orange and white and so bright and coming out of objects almost magically. And there are all these tiny. They look really tiny, but there are lots of people down there, and there's also these tiny machines that are hurtling across this grid-like surface. These roads. You're in New York City. You're in like Midtown Manhattan, essentially.
Cool.
Yeah, it's such a strange sight to all of you. It's such culture shock. You've never seen any machines like this. You've never seen people dressed like this besides Steven. You're on easily the highest man-made structure you've ever seen. And there's almost like a weird sense of vertigo, Elle, where you're like, there's too much to take in at once.
Yeah, she's gonna hate that. She's gonna like back up and be like, oh God, okay.
And what is sort of the rest of you? What's the rest of your impressions of this?
Varel is just peering over the edge, drinking in as much as he can see.
Haddock, Jader.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like kind of comprehend the whole like spacelessness of it all, I guess.
Yeah, just
Sure.
waving my hands around. And,
I'm a farm boy.
Yeah.
This is weird.
And Jader, maybe or Elle, for a moment when you like turn around and back away from the edge, you see there's like this glass, and there appears to be a door, some kind of sliding glass door that's currently open. And as you look in, it looks like a living space of some kind. Like there's a large bed and a weird, strange black rectangular thing on the wall, and some clothes strewn about, and a kitchen in the distance.
Does the black thing have any moving pictures on it, or is it just black?
There's this guy doing this, it's Speedrun, I'm not sure. But yeah, so this appears to be Steven's apartment, evidently.
Right. Oh, Steven's. Okay.
And it's nice. Like, this man has money. This is like you're probably on the 60th floor of this building. And he has a city view from his balcony. That's like a pretty wide balcony. But the apartment, of course, itself is actually kind of small. It's like a studio, essentially. But still probably cost too much.
Yeah, but it's like it'd be hard for this to kind of register.
Right.
I think Elle's gonna go inside because it's gonna feel safer.
Sure.
She doesn't really. I mean, she knows that this is different, but she doesn't. It's like an instinctual reaction. Like God.
Sure. Also, it's canon that even though Steven is a day trader, he hates cryptocurrency and NFTs. That's canon. Just wanna float that. Anyway.
Very important.
Suddenly, Elion, you're close to him, right? So suddenly a noise comes from the man's breast pocket, and he produces this small rectangular object, and he touches it and then begins to speak into it, almost as if it were a sending stone. And he says, also this music is not quite right. He speaks into it and he says, hey Sarah, yeah, no, the reservation's at 8:30. You still gonna be able to make it? Okay, I'll see you there. I'm looking forward to seeing you. And it looks like very difficult for him to say that. And he looks down at the phone and he like takes a breath and he looks like he's about to say something else. He's like, and he touches it again and puts it in his pocket. And then he starts walking towards the sliding glass door. And he walks right past you, almost through you, towards his kitchen. And he picks up some keys from the counter and puts them in his pocket. And then he unlocks his door, walks out, and closes it. And the second his door shuts, the environment completely dissipates instantly, and you begin to tumble and fall again. You feel your essence being dragged away from this place, and you blink, and suddenly you're sitting on grass on what appears to be the Krellerin Peninsula. And it's daytime. And you sit in front of the tortoise, who now looks kind of completely different. Sun beats down on the tortoise's back, and it smiles down at the lot of you, this very wise smile. And if you remember, it has very chameleon-like eyes, and they're both sort of bugged in on you guys. And it smiles down as if pleases what you've done for it, like you've ridded it of something. And its color has become a pleasant and bright green, adorned by a brilliant shell. And the tortoise slowly turns away from you, its three tails slapping the ground. And it heads towards the western end of the peninsula and begins to walk away.
Okay. Well, Elle is happy to see the tortoise doing better. Gonna give
Has
it
the
like a
fog
little,
dissipated?
Yes.
little jungle prayer.
The fog is completely dissipated, and it's bright outside. You have no concept of how much time has passed. Also, it's worth mentioning that at the beginning of this episode, we were still at dun 15 days remain until the summer solstice.
Can Elle communicate with the turtle?
I don't think she could communicate with any of the prior spirits, but okay. I don't recall.
I
think it would understand human speech.
What, Sylvan is what kind of? Like a fairy?
Elf.
Elf?
I think.
Like, I think I know how to bond or like understand without knowing language necessarily for spirits, just because of my experience with them. It's like understanding behavior.
I wanted to see if we could get some information out of it, but I don't think that's gonna.
For what it's worth, Sylvan is the language of nature, often nature spirits and creatures.
So maybe.
Okay, never mind. Then probably. Also, I can talk to animals as well, so I don't know if there's a combination.
Give it a shot.
Of that. Yeah. Okay. Be like, I guess you'll say like, glad to see you back to your true self. Like, do you know what happened to you?
He sort of looks down at you, it like opens its mouth, but you just hear the voice, you specifically, in your head. Very Studio Ghibli style.
Yeah, the group's like, why are you purring at it?
Yeah, exactly. And you hear this sort of deep booming voice that I'm not going to try to replicate say that the gods tampered with him and the other spirits, and something was placed inside of him and it made him very ill.
Okay. And then I'll say, do you know how long we were fighting in there?
He says he doesn't know. He has been out of it since the thing was put there. He has no idea how long it's even been since then.
Okay. I think she'll say then, because I'm not sure what else. I'm not sure what other information we could really get. So I think it would just be like safe travels to you.
He says the same, and he says that he's eternally grateful for what you have done, and that the spirits will not forget what you all have done for all of them.
Give him a bow, and then head back to the group.
He leans his head down and then begins to walk towards the western edge of the peninsula, and you sort of see in the distance he's getting ready to slip into some water.
Cool. I'll just walk up. I don't need to say anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel free to relay that information or not. It's totally up to you.
I mean, I can't. I'll just be like. I mean, it's the crew already knows that the gods tampered with him.
Right.
So it'd just be easier to be like, good to see him back to his normal self. Shall we?
Is Arello around?
So it's funny you say that, actually. He feels so forgotten sometimes. You look, he's a sort of a seventh wheel, if you will. And as you're sort of looking around for Arello, you see a group of individuals walking towards you. And they get quite close, and it turns out it's Arello and King Carlisle and a couple of guards that are behind Carlisle. And Carlisle points out at the tortoise and then back to all of you, and he says, he seems to have taken a liking to you. The people of this city owe you their lives. I owe you my life. We all woke up yesterday, and the fog cleared around the same time. Arello here found me and notified that you were going to be found here at some point. And so we waited for your arrival with bated breath.
Hello.
Yes, I see you're all a little bit torn up, but is everybody doing okay? It's also worth mentioning that Daneth is like a lifeless sleeping corpse on the ground, just nearby. But Arello's like, what the hell happened in there, guys? You were gone for 6 days.
What?
Wow.
6 days.
Wow.
Doesn't that
Well-
only give us a little more than a week?
Yeah. And I was but I was starting to lose hope. So,
Well, two more gods are dead.
Excuse me?
I don't. The goddess of the sun and god of the moon are gone, or was it the opposite?
Wait, I'm sorry. Simpeth and Lintu were inside?
Yes.
They
And
were
now they're not.
Yay! This is a big W for us, I think.
Less for us to worry about when we get to the gods' wall.
How many are even left? We've got Eurelian and Chemoth. You met both of them. And Imprelius. I think that's it.
Wow.
So we're on pretty good. We're on look, it's been 21 days. We're on a god every week or so track, which is faster, actually.
That's good pace.
That's great pace.
That is-
Certainly the fastest it's ever been done.
Have you told King Carlisle everything already? I'm asking Arello.
And King Carlisle looks at you and he goes, yes, well, I was going to do good news, bad news, but evidently Arello has already spoiled the bad news. Would you like the good news?
We could use some good news.
Yeah, good news would be great.
And
Okay.
maybe a place to rest.
That could be arranged. He
Holy
says,
point.
I've been aware of your quest for some time. And my spies in the various nations had alerted me to sort of the growing coalition that you're building, and I was unsure what the right course of action was going to be. But now, after this, you have my full support. No question, my chickens are in your coop. I notified the leaders of the other nations, actually, that we would host a summit here in Kasash to plan our assault. I decided upon Stunstone, which I will pull up on the map for everybody.
How soon can they be here?
He says, well, Stunstone is the military stronghold of our nation, so it's a little bit secluded up in the north. And it can also sort of serve as like a jumping off point for the navies, just as it did 30 years ago when we did this the first time and failed. But anyway, every nation is mobilizing to Sunstone as we speak. The bad news, obviously, is that the summer solstice is 9 days away, but everybody should be there by tomorrow. We're all set to meet tomorrow to discuss our plan of action, and your presence, all 6 of you specifically, is duly requested.
We will be there.
Little food, a little rest, and we can make it.
Arella's like, yeah, I've had the Golden Razor ready to go for like 2 days. It's got beds, it's got food. I can get us there tonight on the Golden Razor if we leave now, and you can get a full night's rest before the meetings begin tomorrow.
Let us leave now.
We're going to leave now? Okay. Great. And I'll pull back up to the Campaign 2 layout. He says, okay, well, let's head to the port. And King Carlisle's like, are you sure there's not... I mean, I'll see you tomorrow, but anything else I can do for you all right now in the immediate future?
I think we just need sleep.
Very well. I
And
wish
to-
you...
And to forget what happened in there.
I won't ask! Ha ha ha! Okay.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna go. It was very nice to meet all of you.
Remind me.
Did everybody wake up?
I think there were a handful of unfortunate deaths, unexplained. Just a few people didn't wake, which was strange. Most of them elderly. There was one younger woman, which is a shame. But you know, in a tragedy like this, I'm glad we have the low number of casualties that we do.
Does me and Hadak and Daneth know? I can't remember if we
No.
know what they went
They
through.
did
never
not.
really
They
talked
did not
about
want
it.
to tell
Right,
you.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
And King Carlisle senses, you know, he's not great at social cues, but he's good enough to know that he's said a no-no. And he's like, all right, well, hope everything is cool. This man is like 60.
Very leaderly.
And he's a human man, so he's old. And he's like, all right, cool. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's go. And he and the guards just turn around and start walking towards the city. And Aurelio's like, something happened, Varel?
I don't want to talk about it.
You know, keeping your feelings bottled up instead of telling your friends is a one-way ticket to issues, I hear.
Well, 2 of my friends shared the experience. They can talk if they feel like it.
Shared trauma, another one-way ticket. Let's go to the Golden Razor. And he just starts marching off towards the docks. And we are going to sort of flash forward to you're on the boat. Oh, good, I had a conditional here in case a player died. I said, if a player dies, the mood is sullen.
Good writing. Good writing.
Else, it is wrought with eager/anxious anticipation. This is good writing. So yeah, you make it onto the Golden Razor. You know, you don't have to pay the dock fee or anything. They in fact returned Aurelio's pouch that he had sort of placed on the dockman's perch when you guys went up to the city the first time. And the Golden Razor starts taking off north, and it's sort of late afternoon, and it turns to early evening while you guys are aboard. And as you're riding north, you know, it takes a few hours, and the ride turns cold after a while. You know, rain turns to snow, and the sort of cool, calm waters turn rough and churning, and it's clear that it's a rougher sea, and there are some ice, you know, break-offs and icebergs about. It's a rapid change in the local climate as you venture north into Castash. And astrophysically speaking, we'll say that the rationale for this is the planet is tilted in such a way that winter is severe in just this localized area. And it could happen. And it's about 8 p.m. or so, you know, evening when you arrive, early nighttime. And Arello looks at all of you as you're sort of, the last moments of the journey are like rough. It is just constant back and forth, up and down. You're starting to feel a little seasick, and Arello looks at all of you and goes, he's like, this is no doubt Imprelius. Imprelius is probably churning all the seas north of like Zethus at this point. And you recall that Imprelius is the god of the oceans and water. And you arrive at this sort of this military dock with like huge vessels, clearly meant to carry soldiers. And there's a smaller slip that Arello sort of pulls into, but as you're rounding this corner in, you see this bonfires adorning the outer walls of this ancient and storied fortress that is Stunstone, with mountains protecting it to the east, or to the west, pardon me, and its famous walls covering all of its blind spots. Stunstone has never fallen to attack nor siege. And amidst this dark, snowy landscape, this brownstone-made fortress built nearly 500 years ago stands tall, its imposing presence a gentle reminder of the predicament that the world finds itself in right now. The outer wall surrounds it on all sides with a central series of towers popping up in sort of the central area. You get off the ship, and some Castachian warriors, take you guys down and up, and it's really cold. And Arello has provided for you guys some furs that you're sort of adoring, because it is frigid. And he also, there was food on board. You guys ate aboard the Golden Razor, a nice little meal. Nothing special, but it was something. And you make it to the front of this place, and there is a proper moat. This
It's
place.
a long rest, by the way.
You will get one tonight.
Okay, great. Okay.
This it was impossible to sleep on the Golden Razor. It was just like horrible. And a guard is just carrying Daneth. And you make it to the entrance, and there's this moat and a drawbridge and everything, and a guard waves a torch, and another guard up top waves a torch, and the drawbridge, snow flies into the air on an area that has clearly been beaten by this drawbridge coming down countless times. And as you walk in, it really is just this ancient, tall fortress wall. This is a dark brown. And Hadak, you've probably been here before, at least seen it. But for the rest of you, this is fresh. And as you make it inside, there are a bunch of just sort of Castachian captains and guards, and the captains walk up to you, and one of them is like, my name is Martin. It's really nice to meet all of you. We'll have the meeting tomorrow morning, the first in, I'm sure, a series of meetings. We prepared bedrooms for all of you. Unfortunately, pickings are a little slim, as this is meant to be a guard outpost, essentially. So we've got you one big bedroom with 7 beds. So I can take you there now.
Any booze?
Yes, we do have booze, if you're interested in that.
Can you just bring as much as you can to our room, please?
Sure. Yes, that can be arranged.
Thank you.
Anything else I can get you?
Just booze.
All right, then let's get out of this cold. And you walk into this central large building. It's a huge fortress. And you sort of go up this spiral staircase for a bit, and it splits off at many floors, off to, various kitchens, dining halls, rooms. And he takes you to a quite high up floor in this central, very powerful building. And he takes you to the end of the hall, and he opens the room, and it's pretty nice. It's well lit. There's a fireplace in the center of the room, actually, with this sort of cool smokestack contraption that the smoke is going up and out through an exhaust. And there's nice sort of full-size beds in the room. There's 7 or 8 of them, actually, just because it's 4 and 4 on each side. And he says, all right, I'll get the ale brought up as soon as I can. And he leaves. And now it's just you 6 and Arello, and a guard plopped Daneth down on the first bed on the left and just covered him up and tucked him in. And he's just, he's in there.
Barrel's just gonna go crawl under a blanket and turn away from everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, Elle's using all of her furs and going under the blanket all together.
Guys, you know he's bringing lots of lots of stuff to drink, right?
He's just trying to get warm.
I'm sitting on the end of a bed, kind of just like rocking back and forth like this, just kind of tapping my fingers together and like, yeah, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
To be honest, I wanted to get Veryl drunk, but I don't know if that's happening now.
I'm gonna put,
Beryl's gonna turn around and look at Hadak and El and just say, "Thanks for not letting me die," and then turn back around.
Oh.
Are you sure you don't want to drink with us?
No, I don't really drink. Thank you.
All right, Elle's gonna get up with her. She's gonna bring all of her furs with her still. But
Let
go
me
kind of
s-
like,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go.
all good. Just gonna kind of curl up on the bed, like maybe the foot of the bed, like just kind of being a little
Put a body
Yeah.
near.
near like ball. Yeah, to kind of be near Veryl, be like, here's a little heat, like I'm sorry, I'm here for you. Not gonna say anything. Like
I would like to. Can I? What's that coin that we have that you can flip it?
The dark coin.
Yes.
Yeah, I have it on me right now.
Veryl, can I see the dark coin?
You know what happens if you use this, right?
I do.
What does happen if you use it?
A dark fate befalls you.
Yeah,
if
wait,
you
what is
don't-
it? If
It's
you...
a 50-50 nat 20 or dark fate.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Either you drink with me, Veryl, or I flip this coin right now.
And Aurella's like, what are you going to do after you flip the coin?
I hadn't thought that far ahead, but we drink tonight. And if everyone does not drink, I'm flipping the coin. We have to celebrate and also...
Aurella's like, mandatory team bonding.
I don't process alcohol very well, but
A smidge, perhaps.
yeah.
This is community bonding, and we've been through a lot, and I think we need to drown our troubles.
What's the arrangement of the room here? What is there a window? Like how many? exits
Yeah,
are there?
there's the door that you came in, and then there are windows along the side, all curtains drawn to keep the heat in.
Is he gonna dip?
No. All right. I'll just say I'm not giving you the coin, Jader.
Don't make you sleep in a hole tonight. I will dig a hole that you sleep in.
I don't
Man.
respond. I don't respond.
Peer pressure is on tonight.
This is heavy. I can feel the heaviness, man. We have a big next couple days ahead. We gotta be ready and in the right mindset.
You're
Why
here.
we not the party with Jader?
Or do. This I would hang out with Jader. Aurelia walks up to Veryl and is like, Veryl, look. I don't ask for much, to be honest. But I would like you to take a sip with me. We're just trying to loose the tension. Jader, can you help me out here?
We really need Daneth right now. Daneth would be all.
Daneth would just shove the drink down his mouth.
All right. Veryl sits up on the bed and just like draws his knees to his chest, but he's sitting up.
Okay. And at that, yeah, go
I
ahead.
want to put my arm around him. And
Sure.
say, we're gonna get through this, all right? And we're gonna finish the job that you started.
That perks him up.
At that, the door opens and this series of people in like waitery things come in and they're like, "You requested the full drink bar?
Certainly.
Excellent. One moment, please." And this pit crew comes in, and within minutes there are tables and kegs and there's liquor as far as the eye can see on both, and there's like turkey legs and plates of salads and vegetables and meats just adorned on these tables. And there's just ale and beer and wine and liquor, and he turns around and he goes, "Have a nice night." And then all the people like shuffle out, and he closes the door, and then he opens it again. He goes, "Drink responsibly," and then he closes the door.
Hot chocolate.
Yes, it is the Polar Express hot
That's
chocolate
exactly
crew.
the vision that came to my head.
What a cursed movie. Yes, there's all this stuff now, and Arello gets up and is like, "I didn't even go through whatever you guys went through, but I am always interested in a drink." And he starts rolling a cigarette, puts it in his mouth, lights it, and then he pours himself a big glass of beer, and he starts drinking.
I'm right there next to him doing it. Same thing.
I'm lining up.
Lining up.
I pour one out for Varel and take it over to him.
What do you pour for Varel? There's like literally anything you can dream of.
Well, I don't know what. Ginger ale?
A soda? I don't think they have soda.
What is?
Why don't you just ask the man?
Varel, what do you want?
I don't get drunk. My
That's what I thought
monastery
you'd say.
wouldn't be happy with me.
Give me the hardest stuff. Whatever the hardest stuff we have.
There's no bartender. This is self-serve. So you're pointing at the glasses. Give me the hard stuff.
Okay, he's already gone, you all. I don't know what happened.
Drinking it.
Arello walks up and is just like, "I know what he wants," and he pulls
take
out.
care of this, would you?
Arello pulls out a very short, like a brandy glass, like a dessert wine glass, and pours just a little bit of red wine, like a very nice port or something, and walks over to Varel and just hands you this tiny, nice, very aromatic red wine.
It's
Okay.
grape juice. It'll be fine.
Varel is like very hesitant because they don't drink at his monastery. It's like very against the rules there.
Arello's like, "Look, I get it. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but it's a very nice, very earthy drink. It's very natural. It's just comes from grapes. And there's very little in there. You're not in danger of getting drunk. I've drunk with elves before. It takes a lot more than this. It's gonna taste good. That's it."
Okay. Varel's gonna like pour it back and like just keep his mouth closed and like pretend he's drinking it and just like get a little on his lips and then sort of lick his lips afterwards.
It tastes very nice. It's a weird tingly taste you've never experienced before. It's very dry and it's interesting. You're not sure you like it. You're not sure you dislike it.
He's gonna nurse this little cup.
Sure. The rest of you can procure whatever drinks it is that you desire. But Arello's like, why don't we sit around the fire and just hang out?
I could use that.
Okay.
Let's do it.
And it is cold on the outer perimeter of the room, right? But as you get into the fire, it's nice and cozy. And
All the fur's still coming with it.
yeah, of course. And Arello's like, "All right, guys, what? Anybody got any fun stories?"
This one time
Oh, here we go.
at farm camp. I don't have anything to say.
It's kind of like a weird vibe, right? And Arello downs his beer and gets another drink and is like, "Can I get anybody else? Second drink?"
Take
Not yet.
Eleanor, what do you want?
Same as you.
Okay. And Jader?
Same.
Okay, Hadak, you're a big guy.
You're gonna like place a shot next to Dan's bed in case he wakes up.
Man, I wish Daneth was awake for this.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, I could RP Daneth, but I don't think I'd do it any justice.
He would not be letting Varel get away with
No, he would not.
the lip the fake drink.
Hadak, what would you like to drink?
Whatever they got.
Okay, Arello is like, no. He's searching through the liquor and he's like, no way. and he grabs this tiny bottle, or it's like a fifth or an eighth. It's not tiny, but a smaller bottle. He's like, guys, this is a gin from back home. Specifically in Velerhent, where I grew up for a while. Anyway, it's so nice. It's like got this. You don't care. He opens it and he pours. He does the bartender way where you just line up 4 shot glasses and just. He actually does 5 because it's one for the 3 of you and it's 4. And he hands one to Hadak and one to Elion and one to Jader and one for himself. And he's like, I'm not great at toast. This adventure that we have found ourselves on has been treacherous and frightening, and I'm just glad I've gotten to know you all through thick and thin. And he goes, oh, wait. The traditional way to take this shot is you cover your eyes and then do it. That's how we do it in Velerhent.
Just drink what you have.
And he throws it back. And it's, if you like gin, it's delicious. It's so yummy. But it's also it's a hard shot. You're feeling pretty buzzed. You're feeling, the drunkenness is hitting you a little bit. And Arella's like, all right, we gotta cover something here. We gotta cover a thing that is unresolved here. Okay? Am I gonna hook up with any of the people in this party?
Oh, would you look at the time? All right.
And he's just like, everybody was thinking it. Everybody was thinking it. So.
Maybe a little ice breaking. We'll see.
Meryl seems a little lonely over there. Maybe give him a hug.
I pull out the coin. I say, don't come anywhere near me.
I'll flip the coin. Arello's like, I think over the commotion we didn't hear what Elion just said, and I'd like to hear what Elion just said. Elion, what'd you just say?
Well, I want to play a couple drinking games is what I want to do.
That sounds like a great plan. Anybody got one they like?
I want, I can't go into any detail because I wouldn't know, but I feel like Elle would have, a weird thing that they would do. Like, a weird game that you could think of that could translate into a drinking game.
You recall there was this game you used to play in the forest with the forest animals where you would all go to the watering hole and you would keep drinking water until the person before you stopped drinking water.
Yeah.
And you had to stop. If you had to stop, you were out.
Right. Okay, she'll suggest it.
And Arello's like, great idea. And he pours a bunch of huge things of ale. Actually, let's do beer. Ale would be hard to waterfall. So he pours a bunch of beer and he's like, who's playing?
I'm in.
Elle, it's your game. You gotta show us how it's done.
I need mine diluted because I can't handle that much. She'll have ordered up some milk or something.
He looks and he's like, a gallon of milk! And
Gotta dilute it. There you go.
He opens the gallon of milk and he pours an equally large glass of milk, but then he takes a small. He's like, I don't know how this is gonna be, but I'm gonna put a little vodka in the milk.
You think vodka is best with milk?
I don't think anything's best with milk except for cereal. And he just puts in 5 drops. And then he hands the glasses around to Hadak and Elion and Jader. And he's like, damn, I feel like Dan would be really good at this. Anyway. And he's like, Varel, you wanna play with water?
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta come join the circle, Chief.
I scoot forward.
Okay.
You get some glasses pure vodka.
No, he pours a big thing of water and hands it to Varel, and he's like, okay, so just to be clear, how the game works is one of us is going to start drinking, and then the person to their right starts drinking. And then you can't stop drinking until the person to your left stops, so the person before you. Everybody understand? Okay, and so basically the first person to go dictates the pace of play for everybody.
No, you have this in your custom as well? That's so interesting.
Yeah, but we don't use water. worse.
We do it after a big hunt. I guess that's the difference.
You could call it that.
Yeah.
You could call it that. You probably shouldn't, but you could. And Aurelo's like, I'll start. And he starts there. Also, you know what? We need a change of music to the tavern/town talk playlist. And there we go. Boom. And Aurelo starts throwing back, and we'll go, the order will be Aurelo, El, Haddock, Elion, Jader, Veril. So Aurelo starts to drink, and El, that means you have to start drinking. And then it goes to, who did I say, Haddock?
Haddock, yeah.
And then Elion, and then Jader, and then Veril. So now everybody's drinking.
Right when everybody has their face in their cup and Vero goes last, he's gonna summon his shadow and immediately merge with it again, which gives him damage reduction. And so he's gonna try to go way more than is healthy to drink water.
And they're huge. These are like steins. These are
Yes.
not like glasses. So Aurelo is going, and he's like, ugh, and he stops. And El, that means you're capable to stop whenever you want.
She got too much of the vodka.
And Elion, you've drunk half this thing.
Yeah.
And Elion, roll Constitution if you want to go further.
Fine.
5.
You and beer it comes out and some of it gets on the fire.
Yeah.
I'll just shake it off.
Or I guess Haddock was after El. Pardon me. But regardless, Elion, you're done. Haddock, you can also roll if you want to keep going.
So for Constitution, what?
Yeah, Constitution check.
We're getting so hydrated right now.
I rolled a natty.
Nat 20?
Yes.
You're just plowing. So Elion then is out.
Maybe cough.
Jader, you can roll Constitution because now you're fighting against Haddock.
I rolled a 12.
And I'm just like fucking dead eyeing him.
Jader's out, and now it's just Veril and Haddock.
Like tons of water versus.
Veril, it's up to you.
Okay. Does my damage reduction with my shadow afford me any benefits here?
I'll give you advantage
Okay.
on a Constitution check.
I have to pee now.
The most intensive gameplay this whole season.
17.
You do not beat a 20. So you eventually, but you're okay. You just stop. And Haddock, you could just finish the whole thing if you want.
Oh, he's gonna finish it. Turn the Das Boot, and then
Turn it over. Nothing comes out. And Aurelo starts clapping.
Well
Absolute.
And it truly, you're all, those of you that have been drinking are feeling pretty tipsy at this point. And Aurelo's like, I want to get some fresh air. Who's in?
I'll come with you.
Anybody?
I'll get some air fresh.
Okay, great.
I was like, nobody's gonna read the room. Just let the two of them go.
You can say something.
Wait, Jader and the doctor both gonna go?
Yeah, Jader and Haddock both are like, we're in.
Okay, all right. Maybe Elle will come with them and then try to guide them.
Wingman over here.
I
Wow.
still put my hand down.
You understand?
for a
She
little
knows
high
the
five.
fair-
Little high five with Elle.
Veril, you better come with us.
Okay.
No,
Please
it's okay.
do.
I'm following
Peer
behind.
pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure.
The group
Lidaneth will be okay.
Is this a group
He's
thing?
fine.
This is a group thing, potentially. But yes, Elion, Elencia exchange a high five. Elion sees what's going on. And Aurelo leads the charge, and he takes you guys up to a balcony. But Veril, I'm going to say pretty obviously you're in the back of the party, right?
Yeah.
Roll perception, please.
24.
Yeah, okay.
You perceive things.
Yeah. When you entered the hallway, you felt like some latent brink energy, not mischievous or malevolent in any way, coming from the left.
Okay. Well, since I'm in the back of the party and I wasn't feeling very party-like tonight anyway, I'm just gonna like look that way, look back at my party, notice they're taking some steps, not looking back at me, and I'm gonna head towards that direction.
Sure. You open a door and you find yourself in a library. And we'll get to you in a second.
Okay.
So the rest of you get up onto this balcony, and it is so cold. It is like so cold. And there is snow whipping to and fro in the air, and you're all up on this like really cool You can see these bonfires adorning the wall. It's gorgeous, and you can see the mountains, the Kasash Mountains in the distance, to your left.
Big balcony.
Yeah, it's huge.
Okay.
In fact, it encompasses the tower circularly.
She's gonna attempt to wingman, right?
Okay.
And be like, go for you two, and then kind of like stuff herself between Jader and Hadak and be like, "What's over? Let's go check out what's over there."
And both of you are like drunk, and you're like, "What is over there?"
Oh, it's so cool.
Hey, Doc. I'll give you all the money I got from Killingston if you run around this whole thing naked.
You owe me money from the camel thing.
You remembered.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go talk about it.
Commotion.
The three of you walk away, and Elion, it's just you and Aurelio sort of looking out in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
And he's silent, which is rare for him.
Yeah, I just stay silent for a minute with him and just kind of look out, and then look over and ask him if there's anything on his mind.
Do you want me to be honest or dishonest?
Always honest, my friend.
That's tough. Honestly, there's a lot going on. But this moment seems nice, and I'd hate to waste it.
I kind of catch the drift, and I face him. Just plant one right on him.
Plant one right on him.
You get to witness it.
I didn't expect any romance this season. So nice.
We had a little bit of romance last season. I believe Grum married Lisdell Stonethrower.
That did happen.
Yeah.
I can't believe I pulled that name out of my brain. But yes, Grum married Lisdell Stonethrower.
And
still
she
trying to
stuck
get
with him
Hadak.
even when he was
Spoilers! 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 Grum may lose his legs at some point in the campaign. Yes, robot leg Grum. But yes, Elion and Aurelio share a very tender moment, and it's genuinely sweet, which you don't expect from him. Like, it's always those strong types that are actually sweethearts, right? But yeah.
Aurelio a strong type?
Well, as in, like, he's a lot. Like,
I wouldn't consider Hadak as a strong
no,
type.
not strong as in like brazen.
Okay.
Like as in a group of 7 people, he asked who was going to have sex with him.
Yeah.
Can I run up?
What was
Can
I
I
looking for?
can I just somehow have run up in like nothing but a loincloth
Yeah, sure.
and be like and just turn around and walk away?
Jader runs up and he's wearing like just his skivvies.
No. He took one of my furs and wrapped it around.
Oh, yes. Okay. He's wearing just a fur and is like... and then he's like... And then you...
Run up from behind him.
I'm gonna go try and Hadak.
You run back. I am curious what the deal was with you and Hadak. What sort of the deal is here?
I don't know. I just, a crazy night. Crazy night. Just felt like getting naked
We
in the cold.
No snow.
I turned to look, and I'm like,
No, you
Bunch
two
of
need to try to
lightweights,
have a
like-
competition to see who can last the longest in the cold now.
Right.
Only Dan was awake. That would be even better.
oh man.
Dan would be all for this.
Yeah,
He would be a
Doc and Jader, you're more than welcome to have a cold off.
Yeah, you know what?
What is this becoming? I love it.
So both of you can roll Constitution for sure. Roll a Constitution saving throw. It's Hadak and Jader Constitution saving throws.
They're just like trying to use Hadak as like a stand-in for Danith right now.
While this is happening, I'm
Yes.
going to.
Yeah, what's going? It's because it's on you. Because he's not making any moves or anything.
Right. I'm just gonna. We're observing the chaos that's happening.
Yeah, you can
around
kind of
us.
see in the distance what's going on.
All of this drunken silliness, and I'm like, well, if they're gonna stay out here and be cold, I think we should go inside and be warm.
Oh!
And I lead him back in.
Whew! Mamma mia! Mamma mia! Here we go again.
That's right. That's right.
That's a good line. See, I thought Aurello's line of like, "It'd be a shame to waste this moment" was nice, but this was way better. Aurello is beet red. Aurello is beet red, and he's like, yeah, sure, that sounds great.
Great.
He's like, lead the way.
Grab him by the hand, and I lead him back
Sure.
down the stairs.
Do you want to go to the bedroom where Danith is sleeping, or do you want to go somewhere else?
If we can find another, maybe more private one, that makes more sense to me.
So you keep checking these rooms, and they're all like occupied. Well, when Mary and Joseph were looking for an inn, there was only the hay. No, you open this room, and it's sort of like a study almost, it looks like there's like a cot or something. It doesn't look great, but there's a sofa. There's like a sofa, a big, large couch that people might take a break from working on things at a desk to go be upon. And there's sort of rugs in front of the fireplace, and it's lit.
Okay.
It's very lit. And Aurello is sort of just looking like a little flabbergasted. He's like, it's all you. And also, no, we're not going to RP two people hooking up, obviously. But yeah.
So there are like candles on the wall, you're saying?
There's a fireplace on the wall.
And that's the only light source?
Yes.
Okay. That's a little bit more romantic than I was expecting.
Very
so-
romantic.
Very romantic.
For the sake of leaving it to everybody's imagination, let's just say that I lead Aurello into the room and I shut the door. And then that's it.
What? We're not gonna get. This genre is about to change.
It is no longer
Do I need
gaming.
to roll strength?
No, you must roll dexterity.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. In that case,
Where is Jader when you need him?
Oh my
How about
God.
sleight of hand?
I don't want Jader to roll nat 20. That could get nasty.
The master of holes himself. I've
I've been known.
been known.
I've been known.
The two of you have a very tender. It's nice. It's and also like it's definitely the first time for him in a long time that he's been with somebody, especially somebody that he feels he has a connection with. And I think it's safe to say that this journey has been strenuous, and so it's just a very nice moment for the both of you.
There's also a lot of like, grand finishes to like storylines for Elion in this situation. Like,
for
he
sure.
kind of killed his father to make a statement about being an individual. So
Sure.
So that means something to him.
And Aurello is just happy to have experienced this with you, and he seems very pleasant about the whole thing.
Bless.
And there's consent the whole time.
That's
So we go now to Veril, who is reading a book. Veril.
Pumping.
What's that noise? We'll tell you when you're older, Veril. When you're 600, we'll tell you. Veril, in this library, you find you see a familiar face. There is a woman by the windowsill, and she's reading a quite dense history text. And yes, and she looks familiar to you.
Can I place it or?
You think it's Katya the First?
Oh, the queen of.
Solstroke, yeah.
Yeah. So she is Arella's mother, no?
Yes. Oh no.
Wait.
No.
wait,
Yes.
or no?
Yes.
Okay.
But oh no, as in her son's getting down dirty, literally like 100 feet away.
Well, I have been tasked with something by the Pirate King, whose name is
Yalto.
Yalto. I walk in and I sort of like knock on a bookshelf nearby, and
Suave.
when she looks up, I wave.
And she says, I was wondering which of you would wake. Or were you asleep at all?
One of us is asleep. The other ones are having a party, and I wasn't feeling very festive.
I won't pry. Though I am curious, but I won't pry.
Well, we've gone on quite a few adventures since we last spoke.
Yes.
And I think our path forward is a little easier for having done so, but it was not easy.
I was interested in meeting one of you again, not all at the same time. Just, kind of wanted to get stock of things, but... Let me ask you something. What do you know about the history of our world, of my family?
Well, I know what is common knowledge, I guess. I know about all the stories, and especially because I did some research when I had my visions, but I mean, probably not as much as you.
The history of our world obviously centers largely around the gods, but my family sort of has an intricate role in this whole thing. My great-grandfather was Cyril, whom you obviously know. The king that was slain by Eurelian, from here in Castash, actually, is where he's from. He was a jealous man, yes, but my blood nonetheless, and so I regret the actions Eurelian took. And, well, his daughter ruled, and then there was a series of family members, and... Well, my mother led the first strike against the gods 30 years ago. Or no, sorry, she did. She says, my mother led the sort of... Is she... Okay, I have the timeline here. It's now figured out. We're going to whoop back 2 sentences and start from there. I now have it. Excellent. She says, do you know what the Edict of Dea Mortis is?
No. Not by that name, anyway.
In the year 592, my grandmother, Stefania II, which is the daughter of Stefania I and King Cyril, my great-grandparents, she discovered my great-grandfather's diary and uncovered that the gods had done this. And, well, she began attempting to convince the other nations of the evil of the gods and that it was a necessary thing, that we should deal with them. And the Edict of Dea Mortis was, it's just that, Dea Mortis meaning death of the gods. She desired to write up this writ that was all about agreeing on an all-out assault on the gods, and it took several generations of my family before, my mother, Stefania III, was able to get a lot of these things signed, but we were missing one signature. That of Dwome, which obviously is a storied combatant. And I was 12 when my mother was killed at the Battle of Adela's Peaks, trying to win over Dwome. And it wasn't for quite a few years before I got that signature. At great personal loss. This is a personal battle for me, Veril. And we're about to do essentially the exact same thing I did 30 years ago, and I just want to be clear that in the meetings tomorrow we need to do anything we can to prevent the results of 30 years ago, when I did the first assault and granted we failed.
I have no intentions of making my last few weeks all for nothing.
So you understand what you're about to get yourself into.
I think I've understood from the start.
Let me show you something. And she beckons you forth, and you sort of walk to this other end of the library, and she shows you this statue. And there is a statue, and she goes, "This is my great-grandfather, Cyril. Respected here in Dwome, but in Soulstroke it took many years for people to understand that he wasn't the man that everyone said he was. Granted, he was jealous, and did think my mother was cheating on him, which wasn't true. Or my great-grandmother, pardon me, but I just want you to understand that the history of this world is deep, connected, and the gods deserve everything that they get."
I understand.
Now, is there anything you would like to tell me? Ahead of tomorrow's meeting.
Not to take your head out of the game, but I do have one thing that's sort of unrelated, if that's okay.
I'm all ears, Veril. Anything to get me to stop yammering on about all my dead family members from years past.
Well, it's sort of about alive family members. So, Arello? That name means something to you, yes?
Ah, yes, my estranged son.
Well, he's not so estranged to me, or my friends.
Is he here?
Yeah. He's been with us the whole time. He's played a pretty big role in everything that we've done, actually.
I'm not really good with, reconnecting. So...
Well, there's one more thing. So Yalto...
No,
really
don't say that name.
He really would like to see you, and he has pledged to commit his forces to the battle if he can.
What does "if he can" mean?
If he can see you.
See me. That's all he wants.
Well, no. But I guess it starts with that.
You know, this is the exact same deal he made the first time. 30 years ago, he and I were, somewhat regrettably, an item. He was very strapping as a young man, you must understand. And, well, he just took me by surprise, to be honest, and it just became this whole thing. And I couldn't really, because of my status, when we first met, I was only 20 at the time, and I'd been leading since I was 12. I was constantly fighting for people's approval as such a young leader, and so I couldn't really jeopardize my position on the world stage, you understand, by making our situation public, and then before I knew it, we had a child.
You don't have to justify it. He seems nice. He really likes you.
Yes, well,
He was, crying when we were talking, He doesn't, when
I guess they, never mind, they didn't, yeah, she's in her, okay, so yeah, she was 20, yeah, so she's in her 50s right now, yeah.
When someone says Pirate King, you don't think about a guy who's gonna cry in front of strangers, but he seemed really invested in this outcome.
We really do need him. This was his condition?
Specifically that I tell you.
Weird. But fine, if it makes it all happen, I guess I'll meet with him.
Okay. Is he gonna be here tomorrow? Out
Yeah.
of game? Okay.
And, roll... Insight. And she's gonna roll Deception against you.
Oh, great. Veril with
19.
She rolled a nat 20?
Oh, man! You're right.
It genuinely seems like she's not looking forward to meeting him. She's just doing it to do it.
Okay.
Bummer.
But secretly.
But secretly out of game. Maybe she's really into it. And she's like, I'm going to continue reading for a while yet, but I think we understand one another.
Okay. Thanks for the conversation.
Yes. And she bids you farewell. Hadak and Jader,
She doesn't do the.
I was
big
hoping
bow
we
away
could come
thing.
marching in on this party too.
Well, Hadak and Jader, I need to know your Constitution saving throws.
I don't remember.
I failed mine. I know that.
Elle has walked back to the doorway to watch this because she doesn't want to just leave the two drunkards on the balcony, but she also is really, really cold because one of her furs was stolen.
Right, and now covers.
She's probably holding all of Jader's other clothes too.
Yeah. So Jader and Hadak, you're just rolling against each other. So Jader, what did you get?
Oh, was that?
Yeah, I rolled a 14.
Hadak?
I rolled lower than that.
Okay, Hadak, you're not sure whether it's by drunkenness or sheer force of will, but somehow this thin man, thinner than you, man, is like, and just braving the cold. And Hadak, you're like, you're done.
It's cold. I drank too much. I gotta go. Like it's.
You're heading inside. And Jader, you are now like alone? Question mark.
Oh, I'm fine with that. I'm just
Elle's still in the doorway.
super happy.
So Jader's just pumped.
She's gonna be like, here are your clothes. You want your clothes back?
Yeah, I'm kind of cold actually. Now that I think about it.
Clothes are good for you.
So you redress, and for the sake of time, we'll say that everybody kind of gets back to the room.
She's gonna put her tail around his wrist to kind of guide him, because he's really drunk and cold.
Elion, you're welcome to stay with Arello in that room, or you can go back. It's up to you.
I feel like we don't really have a sense of what is going on out there. We're just kind of vibing.
Sure.
You're
so the two of you the two of you spend the evening and the night with each other. Everybody gets a long rest, all HP, spell slots, brink slots, everything recovered. And I think this would be an excellent place to take a very quick break if people need that. So we will be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more Speedrunners and Dragons in just a moment. All right, I'll throw to the screen. It's just me for a second, just to tell all of you gamers that reminder, if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. We are, my current count, 17 away from 2,000. So you can be the difference maker there. Also, things to note, Thursday is the finale live on twitch.tv/adef, but the finale itself is going to come out on YouTube next week to give people an opportunity to watch this episode, because if I put out 2 episodes in quick succession, it just people would not have an opportunity to watch it. So that's the haps. We'll have the finale out on the YouTube channel next Tuesday or Wednesday, probably. Next Wednesday is what I'm leaning. Give people a solid week. But yeah, everybody be sure to catch up on anything you missed. Campaign 1 is obviously also available if you're hankering for some S&D content. You can see what it's like when we truly are unfiltered for a full season. It's a fun one. Campaign 1 was a good time, but I think we're almost ready to get back here, so I'll throw to the player screen here. Okay. We are about 2 hours and change in. Go for a little bit longer here. So, gamers, you wake up. Done. I guess I'll wait for Fu for a moment. Yeah, I'm not sure I have any other announcements. Anybody have anything? Any last-minute thoughts?
I checked out a recent episode of Samurai Man trying to beat that PB in Metroid Dread.
Oh, PB Precipice?
Something like that. I think that's the name, yeah.
It might be called D-Rust Destination, but I'm not sure.
At least for mine. All right, you want to do that? I want my royalties. All right, I want my royalties.
We'll go ahead and get started. Fu will be back momentarily. So yeah, you wake up, done. 8 days remain. You are, in the morning, you're given a hearty breakfast, and you are ushered into this sort of meeting room. And because I'm nothing if not a broken record, yes, there's another summit happening in the second to last episode or third to last episode of a campaign. Ellie, you haven't missed anything. You just woke up, 8 days remain, you had breakfast, you're being put into a meeting room. And it's this big circular table with tons of chairs around it, and you are the last to arrive. The 7 of you, Elio and Arello are already there. Elio and Arello were found and given breakfast and put into this room, and the rest of you woke up and he wasn't there. Daneth is still asleep.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to pretend like he just joined the meeting and was
Daneth
quiet
is
for once.
conked. He is conked out. But the rest of you are in this meeting room, and around the table, notable players. You have, as opposed to last time in Campaign 1 where I had everybody and their right-hand men, Queen Katya I of Solstroke, King Carlisle of Castash. Be putting this in your brain. There is Clarice, which is Elion's mother, is there. She's evidently taken up the helm. She's actually
an elf.
Yes, and she's an elf. Elion, I addressed this because all of our YouTube comments are like, how is Elion a half-elf? And I'm like, guys, it's fine. I never said what any race anybody was. But your mother's an elf. Now you know. So she's talking with you, Elion, and you're sort of just catching up. And she asks to be introduced to Arello, and it's a very sweet moment where, like, they're like, oh, no, we're not really, like, dating.
Yep.
It's kind of, well... So she's there for Dwome, and then for Releron is Bernard Claxon, who you remember is the guy that ran the Tournament of Fighters. Pirate King Yalto is also there, and he is laser focused on Queen Katya I. Just like
puppy dog eyes.
Yeah. Just a one-track mind here.
At some point before the meeting starts, while everybody's like shuffling in, I make sure to find Arello and give him a heads up that I spoke to his mother last night and let her know that he was here and our conversation with his father.
I think that is a very nice thing to do. And also, now Arello's, like, pinned. He's like, cool, so I'm meeting this guy's mom, and my mom is also here. And she's, like, not really paying any mind to anything. She's kind of just aloof, looking around the room. And there is a man that King Carlisle sort of ushers in, and it's this really, military suit, lots of pins and whatever. Clearly some higher up in the Castash army. And he's like, everybody, if you could please quiet down. My name is Timothy, and I will be leading the session today. This is the first time we have had a meeting with all of the world leaders in some time. So first, let me welcome you all to Stunstone. It's a pleasure to have you. The last time a meeting was adjourned, a meeting was held in this room of this caliber was about 30 years ago. So It is a storied ground, and we're all just pleased to have you here, and if you need anything in your stay, please do let us know. But I've been asked by my king and liege Carlisle to sort of officiate this meeting, so I'm going to first ask that the wood elf Veril do rise.
I look around kind of nervous because I don't really speak in front of this many people very often, but I stand up.
And he's like, Veril, I think all of you have met Veril at this point, and it's true. I mean, you've met all the relevant people.
Give a little wave.
Bernard Claxton specifically waves. And he's like, Veril, could you please, just as a refresher for everybody, evidently there are visions that you have, detailed, but we'd love to just hear it full out, start to finish. Where did you start, and what's been going on? So we can sort of get a lay of the land.
Okay, so about 2 months ago, I had a vision of 6 flames, and I had an intuition that those flames were supposed to be people, and those people were me and 5 people that I didn't know yet, but I needed to find those people. So I spent several weeks finding those people, and all of those people are here with me now. And my visions told me that something was going to happen on the solstice with the gods this year, and that it was going to be terrible if we didn't stop it. And I think our actions over the previous week have proven that that is going to happen for sure. In fact, we've heard it from Aurelian himself, and he has made himself known to us on at least 2 occasions now. Yeah, that's all I have to say. And he sits back down very quickly.
Thank you, Veril. You're muted, Jader.
Woo!
Yeah, Veril! The other world leaders just kind of timidly clap. And he says, and would any of the rest of the 6 members of this, well, I guess it's the 5 of you, and Aurelio's sort of been like your guide? And Aurelio's like, that's fine. That's a fine title. Would any of the rest of the 5 of you like to say anything before we properly get started? All right, well,
Well, I have a question, actually.
yes, please, Veril.
I figured I would just wait to ask this in front of all of you, since if anybody in the world knows, it's probably at least one of you. What happens on the solstice every year? What do the gods do with the offerings?
King Carlisle stands and he says, we actually don't know. We ferry the offerings to the God's Wall, and there are 4 doors on the God's Wall, which open only at noon on the solstice, and the boats are ferried in, the doors close, and we never see them again. But we do, the ferrymen that take the initial boat out then and let off the smaller boat with the offerings, those ferrymen do see in for a brief moment, and it looks like it's still a densely wooded perimeter around Zethus. That's all we know. No offering has ever been seen or heard from again.
Okay. Has anyone ever tried climbing the wall?
Yes. We've had a few pranksters try, and we've had a few others try. First of all, it's immense. As you know, it's hundreds of feet tall. But all of them have also never been seen from or heard from again.
That's ominous.
It seems they either die some way up the wall, or they get above cloud line and then they never return.
Okay.
Definitely don't like us going in there, that's for sure.
Katya the First says, can we get a head count of the gods, please?
Yeah, I was about to mention, like, we should. We've taken out the majority of them already.
And Yalto's like, yes, a head count of the gods. That's perfect. Excellent suggestion. Wonderful. Perfect. I want that. I want what she wants. I want it, but I want her. I want to be on the same side of the conversation as her. I want that.
You're doing great, Yalto.
Thank you. Thank you, Veril. And where's Wing Woman L when you need her?
Yeah, can we all just leave the meeting hall, please? These two need to have a conversation.
They really need to have a conversation. Timothy's like.
He's not making a good impression. That's why she's trying to kind of calm him down.
Right. Timothy's like,
chill.
Can we, yes, from the lot of you that have apparently killed several of the gods, which, big stuff, could we get a head count of who you've dispatched?
The sun and moon.
Okay, Limpeth, Simpeth and Lin 2. That's 2.
Then they formed one, and then we killed that one.
I think that's still 2.
Does that technically count as...
The
We need scorekeepers for this one.
Who dealt the final blow on each one?
The woman who poisoned the forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whose name is
I can't
I didn't want to just be like poison ivy. What's the?
Yakta.
Yeah, that's it. Don't like her.
Yakta. Okay,
She ate
excellent.
my brother.
Wasn't there one?
Excuse me.
Yeah, she ate my brother. Still not too happy about that.
All right. Well, we've all lost people to the gods, so you're in good company. She ate his brother.
What about the one in the castle in Dwome? That like abandoned castle thing.
What did he look like?
There was a Grim Reaper, kind of.
You killed Silisario, the god of death.
Yeah.
He's dead.
We might have done.
All right. I was honestly, that was the one. That's the only one I've fought, and I was not looking forward to that exchange a second time. So that's big. I'm very pleased about that. Excellent. So, is that everyone? Obviously, we've got Urenith was killed in the first excursion 30 years ago.
We've run into Chimoth and
Eurelian?
Eurelian.
Okay, so you've seen those two.
They are alive.
Okay.
I think one more is a lie.
Imprelius would be the last that's unaccounted for. All right, so we've got 3, regrettably 3 of the big shots, but Silisario being gone is a big victory, I should say. Very troublesome guy.
We know.
Yes, I can imagine.
There's also someone working for the gods that keeps following us around, named...
I don't think you ever got his name. Working... I thought you were talking about the fact that Eurelian on the boat last episode was like, we have a guy that can see you guys.
I forgot about that, but yeah.
But
the other guy.
Stem.
Stem, thank you. Don't know how he plays into it, but he's definitely working for the gods.
Alright, so he's a pyromancer, very wanted on Castash.
He's a pretty weird guy, though, because he seems like he wants to fight us, and then he keeps not fighting us. And he keeps just trying to see how strong we are and getting excited when he finds out that we're kind of strong. I don't know what he wants.
All right, so we'll put him in the I don't know column, leaning bad, leaning evil. And Bernard Claxon is like, okay, so if we know that there are these many guys killed, and we've got 3 of the guys left, why don't we just go? Take them by surprise, just like go.
Is there any way to bait any of them out? We don't have 3 gods at once.
Yalto speaks up and he says, I will tell you. I know a lot. I know a lot of things about stuff.
Good confidence.
Thank you. on the seas, the high seas. I am on the seas. I often am on the ocean. I'm I'm on a boat often. There is this guy, Imprelius, you know him. It's a big water guy. Big beard. Bad. He's unfortunate. But basically, whenever I take any of our ships north of like a certain line, basically we've sort of found out on our maps by trial and error, he is there. And he is ready with waves and sea monsters and the whole gamut, and it's really not great. So I'm going to say that it would probably not be hard for a good... if we sent some chunk of the Navy that we're combining here straight on to the Land of the Gods, which I'm going to put the map on screen. The Land of the Gods, Terrell. If we just go straight in, right down the front, I think we'll easily bait Imprelius out, and we can sort of... some group of us can try to deal with that, and then maybe we pinch around the outsides. And Katya's like, that's not a bad idea. And Yalto's like... and King Carlisle's like, I'm going to be honest with you all, my predecessors were much better at this sort of thing than me. I'm kind of ready for whatever. We've got our army and navy here in Sunstone ready to go at a moment's notice. And I know we have the Soulstroke forces here as well, but the Releronians and the Dwomish are not here. And Clarice speaks up and she says, yes, we have decided to, just like sort of how it was done last time 30 years ago, we have our forces combined up at Teler, which is the fortress in the northeast of Dwom. So we can, we've sort of got a two-pronged attack, which we did do apparently last time, 30 années d'avant. So I don't know if we want to do the exact same thing, because that was kind of what we did last time, from what I gather.
Maybe stagger it out.
And yeah, go ahead.
So north, you mean like near Tyrell?
Yeah, so basically the Dwomish forces and the Releronian forces are up in Talair in the northeast of Dwom, and the Soulstroke forces and the Castash forces are here at Stunstone. And Tyrell is this land where the gods live.
Wait, then I thought they were behind the God's Wall.
No. The God's Wall is where they go to like do the offering business, but the majority of them live here. And actually, Katya can explain this. She's like, I sense some confusion. For those of you that have never been to Tyrell, which some of you are quite young, so it's very possible that you weren't in the first excursion, it is a barren wasteland. We sent scouts there last time because we weren't sure if the gods were going to be on Zethys, which was sort of the contested land at the time, or if they were going to be in Tyrell. So we sent scouts, and it's a barren wasteland right up until a very... like there's a range of some short hills, and then it becomes an oasis. And the gods live there in these lavish homes where they have all manner of beasts and monsters and slaves that they sort of have there. And we basically just all went at once, and it was a rough showing because all the gods were there and all their monsters were there, and we were doing anything we could to keep up, and we only managed to kill one. And we left, and obviously then the gods put up the God's Wall, and you know the rest. Did you say that you're potentially being watched by a member of the...
Yes.
And Bernard
that's not great for this meeting, is it?
For this meeting.
Bernard Claxton says, well, the gods probably obviously know that we're doing this anyway at this point. They have spies too, like, they know that we're meeting, that's not a problem. We know there are no spies in this room because the world leaders are here and there's no one else except for that guy, pointing at Timothy, and Timothy's like, I have served in the Castashian military my whole life. And Carlisle's like, I vouch for him. Great. So it's just us guys, right? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We take the 6 of you, and Dorello probably, because you seem like a package deal, and you go somewhere else for a while, separate of all the forces. I doubt they could hear us. I don't think that's really gonna happen. So I think they're just seeing you, like where you are physically. So we send you guys somewhere else, like for a while. I don't know. And then you maybe go before everybody? Or after? Maybe before? I don't know.
Is there any reason why anyone should go to the God's Wall on the solstice and try to get inside?
Should we even send offerings this time?
I've
And-
never said what would happen if you didn't send an offering.
Just kind of implied destruction.
Well, we're bringing them destruction anyway.
Katya says, I do have a small ace in the hole. I would like to send my offering to Zethys, just in case.
Can you
Ooh.
describe anything about it?
No, that girl, right? We know her.
Oh, right.
Isn't that her daughter?
No, just a royal,
Oh, right.
just a noble.
What
Um,
What about her can you share?
you all saw her brink for a moment.
Forget what it was.
Exploded
She
the-
basically, Haddock was about to be attacked by this like smaller tree monster, and she used her brink, and it instantly died.
Oh, right.
And then she
right.
fell asleep.
Yeah.
And Katya's like, I think, just in case something ends up happening on Zethys, which, to be clear, I don't think we should go on the solstice. I think we should go before, because then if the gods are at Zethys, we're basically screwed. We can't get anyone into the gods' wall. That's not happening, especially not a large majority. So I'm going to send her. So I think we should all send our offerings so it doesn't look weird in case something happens the day before. So 4 offerings go, as if all's fine and dandy if we fail, and she can do something. Last resort.
Send her by herself?
That's how it works.
Has nobody ever tried to send someone powerful before to put up a defense?
I think we're all just sort of frightened because the gods are definitely there on the summer solstice, and it's pretty clear if you're not sending a 15-year-old child.
Okay. So should we leave while you guys discuss so that the gods can't see?
I really don't. I'm going to say out of game, like, they can't hear you,
Okay.
just for the sense of, like, keeping everybody in.
Okay.
So that's sort of just their intuition.
Yeah.
And Katya says, why don't we go the day before the summer solstice? They're expecting us probably to go either right now or the day of, so why don't we try something the day before?
And I still think if we can pick off at least one more god, it would be very helpful.
All right, well, do the lot of you want to try to go in by yourselves and take care of one beforehand?
Well, again, if we can get the god of the sea, can we bring him to us? Can we provoke him? Can we...
I like the idea of just drawing him out day of, and we'll try to deal with him in that moment. But I think we should, I don't know, I personally think we should sit a little low until we're ready to sort of really hit this thing. But a small task force like your size could go in and try to do something.
Right. It'd just
Maybe
be good to
Shemoth or Eurelian?
have enough rest between gods. If we can find
That's
ways
very fair.
to provoke them.
I don't really know of any way besides Imprelius, and I'm only going to get him out to the sea.
Right.
And the rest of the gods are sort of stumped. Or the rest of the leaders.
Group? Any ideas?
Can you all tell us what they're capable of? Like, what did they do the first time around?
Well, see, the problem is that it's not just the gods. The reason we need, a larger force would probably be a hindrance when you're only fighting a handful. But it's not just them. Well, now a lot of them are gone, which is great. But you also deal with all their beasts and their monsters and their little demons or whatever. And they have defected, humans and elves and orcs that are on their side of this. They stay up north and serve their bidding, but they exist. Here's what I'm thinking.
Oh, go ahead.
We send you 7 first. You go maybe a day before we do, and you get deep enough on foot. And I know the gods. Eurelian wants to fight you alone. He'll send out someone else. And you've already seen Chimoth, yes?
Mm-hmm.
She's the proud type. She'll be embarrassed that she didn't kill you the first time. She'll draw out, she'll try to kill you, you deal with Chimoth, and then we will strike on that day that you're doing that, and by that time, ideally, we'll be able to aid you in the fight against the next one. And Imprelius will be down south dealing with Yalto and his group of disgusting men. And Yalto's like, not a fair assessment, but accurate.
Not a bad plan.
I asked Yalto, whatever happened to the man who brought us in, who you promoted?
Troyo, I believe his name was.
That was him.
Well, he commands one of the ships in my fleet now, so he'll be in the battle.
You should send him at the front line.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this, but he is a lot more powerful than he lets on.
I like hearing that about anybody I have under me. That's great. All right, well, sure. I'll make sure he's one of the first ships.
And while that's happening, I pick up like a pencil off the table and I like try to balance it on my finger with my brink, just like
It's still tough.
Absent-mindedly.
It's still quite tough. And Carlyle says, well, it sounds like a plan, but I do want to see... Elencia it was, correct? You said that you thought we should stagger so as we don't make the same mistakes as last time. I know we're already staggering you and then us, but should we do something else with the larger masses?
Just more so if you all went in at the same time, like diverting attention away, I think is good. And if we do that enough, I feel like it will cause, confusion and potentially panic among them.
All right, and then Bernard Claxton's like, okay, so I am a military strategist, so not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm just going to take the wheel here, and do you have a map? And Timothy provides a map, and on sort of like a war table, and everybody stands, and Bernard's like, okay, so here's the thing, right? 2 days before the summer solstice, we send, in the evening, we send... the 6 heroes and Arello to Terrell, and we'll take the Golden Razor, fast ship, right? So you go in there and try to sneak north. They're obviously going to know you're coming, because that's kind of the whole thing, right? They send out, hopefully, one of the gods to come fight you. You guys deal with that, that's great. That leaves 2 gods at most. Even if you all die right then and there, that's only 2 gods. I feel like we can maybe handle that in a good case scenario. We then send everybody from Tulare, that's Dwome and the pirates. We send the pirates first. They take on Imprelius, if he's still alive. Good. Then they start, landing, hopefully. Then we send Releron in from the east. And then we maybe wait an hour. And then we send everybody from Solstroke and Castash at the same time. We've got sort of a pincer coming in this way. And we'll make landfall here and here and here, and he points to 3 spots, and the other world leaders are like, yeah, okay. And they're like not too far apart. And he says, is everybody comfortable with that idea?
Do you all have fast communication channels with which to talk and coordinate this?
The fastest channels. King Carlisle is like, well, no, but, we will coordinate our navies and make sure that we've got, a good system in place. And there's always... We can hand out a handful of sending stones to, 1 designated ship in each fleet. Sound good?
Oui.
Excellent. Well, I think we have a plan. So we will wait for this 2 days before the solstice. We'll send these 7. And then the day before the solstice, we begin our attack. As far as what you do with your own militaries, so long as they know not to kill any of the other militaries and just whatever comes at them, you're free to do it however you'd like. And Katya says, fine by me. Yes, that's okay. I like that. It's my plan, so I'm pretty cool with it. And Cris says, Cris, that's fine. And who am I missing? Yalto. Yalto's like, Katya said yes, so I will say yes now. And Timothy's like, excellent. Well, meeting adjourned. Collect any of the men, women, anybody you need on your force before 6 days from now. That's 2 days before the summer solstice, so you have a little under a week to collect yourselves, and we'll do this thing.
Would anyone like to lend us any better equipment before we go?
We can handle that in between episodes, sure.
Okay.
Um,
Because they're gonna have the best of the best. If they're
Right.
sending it to you, I feel like
we'll get some new armor for people. We'll get some new
They
armor.
should just lend it to us.
You are being sent as the forward squad, after all.
I'm saying.
I got money.
You do have lots of money. We'll
That's
figure this
nice.
out. We'll figure this out in between episodes.
Save that for the feast. Congratulations, feast.
Ooh, Yalto likes the sound of that. And so they adjourn the meeting, and the world leaders sort of go their separate ways. And King Carlisle offers to house you guys here, but you have to kind of stay by yourselves so that they can't see all the fleets. This guy that can see everything, and he basically is like, you're welcome to stay here, fed and drunk up for 6 days and resting and training or whatever it is you need to do. And obviously, you will. Oh, are we still not on the players? My bad, guys. Thank you. You will level up. Your final level up will be before the finale. Yes, so if everybody's comfortable, fast forwarding 6 days really quick. Because we will need a cliffhanger.
Okay.
So we fast forward 6 days, and there's been a lot of movement around Sunstone. Tons of movement. And obviously, this plan has been put into effect. People are preparing. Ships from all over the world are collecting themselves. Huge forces are gathering across these countries in Talair and in the Pirates Archipelago and in Stunstone. But you've been sort of cordoned off in your own little back house almost, where they brought you food and drink, and it's also a training quarter, so you've been able to train up and level up. Obviously that'll be dealt with before the next episode. But Aurelio's like, all right, it's the day. And it's 5 or 6 p.m. and you've had a hearty dinner. And he's like, we've got rations aboard the Golden Razor. It's time for us to head to the land of the gods, Terrell. You all ready?
Ready as we'll ever be, I suppose. Can we say that literally the only thing Vero was doing to train for the last 6 days was trying to balance his quarterstaff on his finger with his brink?
Sure.
Okay.
I wish
Is he good at it
Daneth
now?
had-
You're getting really good at it.
All
I
right.
wish Daneth had woken up and heard some of this.
We'll say that Daneth did wake up, obviously, the next day, and you told him everything, and he's been doing whatever Daneth does.
He was really depressed that he didn't drink with everybody.
Yes, of course he was. I think Fant will be sad he missed that.
I did give him a small update, and he was sad. But I
And
said, we'll drink together when we win.
oh, did you text Fant?
Yeah.
Nice. And Elion, how would you like to have dealt with this situation with Aurelio? Are you a one and done type of guy, or is this not a one and done type situation?
I mean, that's a whole week going by.
Yeah.
While also trying to dance around our respective mothers and secret fathers.
Yes, though the mothers
made
did
it
sort
exciting.
of. The mothers did kind of, Clarice left to go back to dorm, so your mother is off.
Okay.
And also, we'll say real quick that after everybody left, Katya and Yalto stayed in the meeting room and had a very long discussion, and nobody knows what was said. But the Pirate King is in.
Let's go.
All right.
Yalto just doesn't perform well in front of others.
Obviously.
So, Elion, what is your choice here?
Yeah, I mean, keeping things kind of bright and cheery and
Sure.
optimistic.
Nice
For
little,
sure.
maybe a nice little date here and there, because
Yeah.
you had 6 days to kill.
Dude, sneaking around knowing that one of your moms is there, it's...
Little spicy.
You know.
Oh, there's some spice here. Are we spicing from experience here, Fu? This sounds spicy. This sounds like a spice.
Anybody-
Not like I would ever know what that's like.
No,
Right,
no.
right,
None of
yeah.
us were ever in high school.
Yes. Wait.
I skipped high school. I went straight to adulthood. Anyway, so you all get on board the Golden Razor, and there's no tension or anything between you and Arello. It's very very lighthearted. And, you got a task at hand, and you begin to sail north. And Arello purposefully takes you wide around the west coast because of this warning from Yalto, his father, about Imprelius sort of guarding this southern coast of Tyrell. And Arello docks the ship. And does he come with you guys? I think Arello's not going to join you. Arello says he's like, I'm going to take the Golden Razor back and sort of keep helping in any way that I can. It's a fast ship. Maybe we can ferry some other fighters. But I don't think I'm going to be of much use to you guys here. I think I might be more use against Imprelius, to be honest.
Understandable.
Stay safe. Stay safe.
And he lets all of you guys off the boat, but he pulls Elion aside for a moment. And he's like, hey, I'm not very good with goodbyes or long-term anything, to be honest. As seeing that I left my mother when I was in high school and killed her dog on accident. Oops. I didn't really hang out with my father for too long. I'm not really great with long-term commitment. But
And I just cut him off right there, and I just pull him in, and I just I smooch him for
okay, he's
10
like,
seconds.
he really enjoys that, and he pulls away. He's like, cool. I really like you, and I might never see you again. So I'd like to see you again. Good luck.
Here's hoping that I do.
And he's beet red. He's blushing, and he goes back to the
Beryl
wheel.
saw that embrace and lines up for his hug.
He's like, Veryl.
Just gonna come be like,
where's my hug guy?
it's different. It's different. Just let it happen.
Veryl, I love you to death, but I'm not gonna kiss you, homie.
I didn't ask for that.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Good luck.
Thanks. You too, Beryl.
I do that thing in anime where you grab him by the ear and pull him off.
Yes,
the ship.
yes, yeah. And Arello to himself is just like, how is it always me that gets stuck in these situations with Veryl? It's just me. And the Golden Razor takes off back south. And the 6 of you are now alone in this just absolute wasteland. It's like a gray dirt as far as the eye can see. And there are occasional shrubs and bushes and trees that are just dead and decayed. Clearly the gods have made this land leading up to their home completely inhospitable so that no one could take up to living here. And you walk for some time, and it gets to be evening. And let me just double check something really quick. We're getting close to the end, by the way, just so everybody knows.
Should we be using pass without a trace right now?
It's up to you. You can't see anything for miles as it stands when you
Okay.
first land. But
Yeah,
you
not
make
at
it-
first.
You make it to this hill, this series of hills, and it really it becomes lush. There's greenery and massive, these mansions basically, and castles in this sort of massive continent. But it's all sort of localized to this area. There's a running river, and there are magic torchlights adorning pathways that are made of cobblestone. It's very nice.
Now I would suggest using it. If we wanted to.
Danny, thou art muted.
I whispered, does it even matter? They can see us. They definitely know we're here already.
Fair enough.
That we do. And you turn around, and Eurelian is standing there. Though there is something different about him that Elion, you specifically notice like that. But all of you notice because you did see him when he uncovered his disguise back at the mansion. And I'm going to put on da boss music. Let's put on one of these, actually. So Aurelian's right there, right? And he has 2 eyes. But distinctly you remember when he removed his disguise before blowing up the mansion, he only had a left eye. But he has 2 eyes, very definitely. And he stands there and he says, "It is good to see all of you, of course. I'm so excited. I thought our big clash was coming sooner, but here it is. It's just you guys. You had that big meeting.
You a question?
What did you guys talk about?" Yes?
Why does everybody call you gods? You're just people that have more brink than everybody else, and we know you die like everybody else.
Oh, my dearest young Veril. I have lived several of your lifetimes, my friend. I am a god. We are the gods. We shape the course of this world. Any other questions? And he's almost like more direct than before. Like his personality is slightly different. Very slightly. And he snaps. And you see... And the familiar face of Chimoth appears about 100 meters away. And she's sort of back on the barren part of things. And he says, "I've asked Chimoth to deal with you all because she sort of started this whole thing and quite frankly botched it by not killing you in the moment. We wouldn't be dealing with any of this if it weren't for her completely failing. So that's for you guys to deal with. I am going to go eat and watch you die in a shriveled pain. Ta-ta."
We'll see about that.
And
Cute.
he
You
sort
want
of...
for dinner?
He sort of, like, not teleports, he just is super fast and is gone. And Chimoth produces these flaming whips. And she, like, you know, this flaming dress that she's wearing the first time you met her, and she's just anger fills her face. She wants to kill you so badly. And, you know, obviously if Daneth were here, he'd be dealing with the whole, you know, this woman killed everyone. She raises the flaming whip, and no words, is immediately going to throw it at you guys. And then you just see another flame whir in front of you, and there is a familiar glasses, red-cloaked guy. And it's Stem, and he's like, "Hey guys, it's really good to see you." He turns around, he's like, "Mother, may I have a moment, please, with my new friends?" And he casts a flame, and the flame, like, deflects the whip, and it smashes into a rock and obliterates it. He turns around, he's like, "Guys, look, I really have been meaning to kill her for so long, but I've been, like, indentured into servitude because she's my mother, and I was being paid, but also, like, guilted into doing it. So I just wanted to, like, double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple, septuple, octuple, nontuple, dectuple check that you guys were the real business before I decided to switch sides at just the right moment, right? So I'm here, and I'm gonna help with this right now. I also found the guy that Aurelian is using to see you guys, and I've temporarily put him in a difficult situation. So Aurelian's not going to really know what's going on here. So we're going to deal with this together right now, if that's cool with all of you guys. And let's have a jolly good time."
How do we know we can trust you?
"You can't! But I really want to kill my mom. She's the worst."
Then strike the first blow.
Why was that so high-pitched?
I have no idea. There's a little bit of a in my throat.
A dog's been faking it this whole time.
The helium balloon flies away.
Secret moms now?
Secret moms. This was the secret mom. When you said, "Are there going to be more secret dads?" I was like, kind of. There's a secret mom in store. And she immediately, activates her brink right away. Now that she sees that her son is a part of this, and she uses a flaming sword she conjures to cut her palm, and she activates her brink, and she says, Flame River, and suddenly all of the flames turn to magma. And she's just adorned in magma. She's, like, casting magma to and fro. And Stem's like, guys, don't worry. I know this looks really spooky. She's got lava, but also I prepared for this and trained for this, and I have done visions of killing her, like, thousands of times. I hate her so much. I want her to die. So I've thought about this, like, really hard. So just, like, give me a second. And he, uses some weird device to, like, cut his palm. And he says his brink, which is called Firestorm. He says Firestorm, but clearly it is stronger than an average brink. Like, he has done something to level up his brink too. And his normal brink is like fire just rains from the sky, but like asteroids of magma start coming out of the sky, and the two of them just start clashing. She whips his throat, this meteor strikes her in the head, blood is gashing just all the way down her face. She, like, takes a sword and stabs him in the chest. He procures these massive blades of lava and stabs them through her face, and they just start stabbing each other, and, like, fire and magma flows into his body, and he's about to burst, and he grabs her face and, like, shoves fire throughout all her veins, and the two of them just, like, in a moment, stab each other in the heart at the same time. And he turns around, he's like, blood is streaming down his mouth, and he's like, I did it! And she falls to the ground, dead. Fire blows out of her body. And Stem, like, stumbles around, he's like, guys, I thought this was going to be a group activity, which is why I tested you so much. But when push came to shove, I had to do it myself. So, anyway, you guys have a nice life. And then he just falls forward, dead on the ground.
I was gonna say, shouldn't we try to heal him as he was fighting her? But
it's all so fast, and, like, there's magma flowing everywhere during the encounter. Like, you can't even get close to this guy. It's just this massive flame, lava-filled monstrosity, and the sky has darkened. Like, it's really quite something.
I just slowly sheath my sword.
yeah, I'm like putting an arrow away.
So Stem basically could have just, like, been an obliterator, it seems. But yeah. So now the goddess is dealt with much faster than you thought, and Eurelian's gone. So you're kind of just standing there. So the question is, what's the game plan?
Well, we need to decide now.
Yes.
I mean, is there a way to get word back that Chi-Moth is dead? Do we have a sending stone?
You can sending stone to Aurelio if you'd like.
Oh, right.
Let's do that. I think we should get that information.
That's a
out
good
there.
idea.
Here, I'm not gonna throw the sending stone over to Jader. Here, you call him.
Wait, how's this thing work?
Hey guys, what's up?
Chi-Moth is dead.
Excuse
so is
me?
Stem. Gotta go.
What do you mean gotta go? Hang on. Hang on. I feel like we're missing a few details here.
Why did we do that? Why did we have to go?
Hey, I'm very confused. Like, there was a huge fight, and Stem was Chi-Moth's son, and they hated each other, and they fought and dead. We don't know what to do.
He's still using the sending stone again, I guess.
Yeah, I'm still talking to you.
And Aurelio's like, well, I guess you got two options then. You either sit tight for tomorrow and deal with Eurelian then. I can't really advise you go into the god's place because obviously, like, there's a lot more than just the gods there. So maybe wait for tomorrow?
Is there an or?
Or you go in there and just sneak around and see what you can find.
Do we know of anything that they keep that would be valuable for us to take or find?
I have no idea.
I can only imagine.
I can come back and get you guys if you want to come back tomorrow with the whole squad.
Can I like, I don't know, reach out with my brink and like try to detect any like large energies that aren't Eurelian?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like there are a lot of monsters and beasts like beneath the surface, maybe, or being held somewhere. There are a lot of bodies further north.
Like living bodies?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like we should probably stay put until tomorrow. But that's just me.
Should we try to draw Eurelian out?
Not by ourselves, I don't think.
I think we should wait for the rest of the plan, like, because wasn't the plan
We did do our part. This is exactly what needed to happen. To
just
get rid of one of them.
way.
If we overextend, it could be extremely grievous for either one of us.
I say we stick to the plan.
All right. So, again, for the sake of time, apologies, because I don't want to keep you much longer. You chose to stick tight for the night. You tell Aurelio as much. He's like, all right, we'll move forward. I'll tell everybody. You know, spirits will be high. One god down already. That's pretty big. You are all just, you sleep sort of not a great sleep, but, you know, you do what you can. And you've not been tracked or anything, so you take it Stem has done a number. And the next day starts, and they're supposed to land at dawn. And so you see in the far distance sort of some forces starting to arrive, and you could hear, like, there's something going on in the water far south. So, like, the Pirate King started his assault in the morning, and you see some forces start to come out, and then you're sort of, we'll say, like, in a little bit out of the way position is where you chose to sleep, probably not right on the precipice of like the god's home. And you just, and the first thing you see in early morning is Imprelius riding a wave, like Frozone, like just riding a wave over the land to go deal with the pirates. And then over the course of the day, you just see like scores of like monsters and battalions flooding the field to go meet these people in battle.
And they don't see us, like they're just ignoring us?
Yeah.
Cool.
And so then the question is, what do you guys want to do now that the fighting has commenced further south than you? You can see them, but it's like a mile away, maybe, is where the furthest north of the front is.
Do we help them kill the sea god, or do we go find Eurelian?
I think the plan was to leave that to Yalto.
Yeah, I think now that the forces have been drawn away from the settlement, this would be the time for us to go mano a mano.
Yeah.
So, you begin to walk maybe towards the gods area, and standing right on the hill, now all the forces have sort of dispersed, is Eurelian. And he is holding this creature by the neck. It's humanoid, but it's Triton. Some of you have probably met a Triton before. It's kind of like a mer person, like gills and all, but like long green hair. And he's like, he looks almost sickly. He's like darty, and he's like, do you have any idea how long it took us to find him? Stem didn't kill him. No. Just hid him in a broom cupboard very far away and put a lamp in the room, and this one doesn't like light. And so it took us all night to find him. Do you understand how difficult that was? But now that I found him, he found you, and he throws him to the ground, and the guy's like... And he's like, produce your brink, please. And he says, blood in the water. And this crystal ball appears, and you are seen in the crystal ball. And he's sort of like moving his hands around it, and it's clear as day images of all of you centered on Haddock. So clearly, like, Haddock has somehow been watched this whole time. And he says, "All right. Now, would you like to do this here or somewhere else?"
Well, what's the place you like the least?
"All right, let's do it here." And Aurelian steps forward, and you just feel an immense pressure coming from him. Brink and pure power. And it's just overwhelming almost. And you recall him destroying an entire home mansion with a single punch. And he says, and you're sort of in this like flat that he's walked down to meet you guys into, that's in the part of this barren wasteland, and there's so much fighting to your south, constant clashing of swords and beasts' fangs and magic and fireballs. And he says, 6-on-1 is hardly fair. Tauro?
Yes, master.
Contact Imprelius and tell him to come back. We've got the only ones worth fighting right here. And he's like,
Okay.
and he touches the ball, and suddenly he's not looking at Haddock anymore, he's looking at Imprelius. And he's like communicating with Imprelius through the ball, and then Imprelius starts heading north, you can see in the magic ball. And he
Knew it.
takes his hands off of it, and he says,
He's coming.
and Imprelius is clearly headed your direction. And then Aurelian says, "Oh, actually, I can make it a little bit fairer also this way." And he pricks his finger and says, I don't want to get the name wrong. Where are you? He says, "By blood." And separating out, there are two of him. The same size as the original, but one has only a right eye and one has only a left eye. And the two of them sort of stretch. And the right says, "It's always painful. Just never feels good." And the left is like, "Yes, I know it's never enjoyable, but we have business." And the right's like, "All right, let's do this." And the two of them look at you, and just these two massively powerful creatures with Imprelius heading from the south are encroaching on your location, and surely you're about to partake in the fight of your lives. And that is where we'll end episode 12, the penultimate episode of Campaign 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons. Gamers, there's only one episode left. The decisive battle is yet to come. And where are some of our friends? Many questions to ask leading into the finale here. Don't worry, all will be answered, I hope. So be sure to tune in, gamers, because on Thursday, in 2 days' time, today was almost 3 hours on the dot. That's how long these episodes are supposed to be. But Thursday is going to be like 5 hours. So get some food, get some coffee, get some PJs, get a blanket, and just get ready for Thursday. And if you got anybody who's not caught up, tell them to catch up before Thursday, because it's going to be the big day. But gamers, we're going to go ahead and do plugs real quick and then get on out of here. So, Dangers, please take us away.
Yo, what's up? I'm Dangers, twitch.tv/Dangers. I speedrun Mario games. Just took a vacation. Actually, just got off the plane, like, literally into this episode immediately. Away for a while, but we're back, baby. Some more Odyssey speedruns, Galaxy speedruns. That's kind of my deal. So,
Sweet. Danny?
Hey, I'm Danny. I run Zelda games. Currently, I just took a pretty long break from streaming, but I am back also. And I just spent the last week getting some individual level records for Ocarina of Time Glitchless, which is super fun. Nice easing my way back into speedruns with bite-sized speedruns. So I'm gonna try to get a sweep there, and then go back to my original plan of learning the glitchless any % category for every single 3D Zelda, which hopefully will be done sometime next year.
Sweet. Kung Fu Fruit Cup.
Hi, I'm Fu. I'm a GDQ showrunner and interviewer, and I do a lot of adventure games, a lot of Zelda, or a lot of Nintendo stuff in general, but I'm more on the casual side. Do a lot of Beat Saber. One What am I working on right now? I finally finished my Spoopy games. It was awful. But I'm building some Legos and doing Persona 3, and Pokemon comes out this week, so lots of casual goodness.
Sweet. Bobby? Also, links
Hello.
for everybody's stuff is in the description of the YouTube video if you're on YouTube.
Yes.
One more thing. I have a really big Animal Crossing Paper Mario project coming out ASAP.
Sweet.
Like in a day or
Stay
two.
tuned to Foo's
Really-
socials for that. Bobby.
All right, awesome. My name is The Blacktastic. You can just call me Bobby. I do a lot of Castlevania and Mega Man speed runs. Currently on world record grind for Rondo of Blood. That came out in 1993. I'm actually 3 seconds off of the top time for the Requiem category right now. So another world record grind. If you like old school Castlevanias, you know where to find me.
Sweet. And I'll do Fant's plug. Fant has recently unveiled a VTuber. I don't know a ton of details, but all I can say is that it's really cool, and I know it's been a very big shift for him, so you should go out and support Fant in this sort of very bold streaming decision that Fant has made. Go support the boy. Really enjoyable streamer. Been doing a lot of Zooter stuff recently, I know, and some casual stuff, so go check out Fant. And Dave.
Hello, I am Dave, and DGR pretty much everywhere. Basically, the big thing I want to plug is a month-long charity event I'm doing starting December 1st called the 12 Games of Christmas, where I'm playing Christmas-related games like Home Alone, Elf, all sorts of things. So it's going to be a fun time. We're raising money for Starlight Children's Foundation, trying to help sick kids, and really cool incentives as we try to raise our goal of $25,000 over the month. So if that sounds interesting, come on over.
There you go. Yeah, be sure to check out the 12 GOC. And on my end, obviously Speedrunners and Dragons finale is on Thursday. If you're on YouTube and this is where you digest this content, the finale will be out next week because I don't want to upload 2 super long things back to back. So you'll get the finale next Wednesday probably to give people about a week to watch this episode. Other than that, I've been speedrunning A Link Between Worlds. I'm in top 50 as of my 3rd run, so I'm pretty pumped about that. My goal is 129XX, so I have a 136, so we're closing in. My internet still doesn't work, so that's fun. I don't really have anything else to say. But Speedrunners and Dragons is my main squeeze right now. I've been working really hard on the finale, so I hope you all come in and watch it and enjoy it. I'm really pumped. There's a lot of twists in the finale. There's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of interesting boss encounter type stuff that I have designed, so I really implore you to check it out. It's going to be a big stream, and let's make it huge. Gamers, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. I'll do Fant's comment thing for him. Oh, wait. You don't know about this comment thing if you're only on YouTube. Now I'm going to stop the recording. Watch this show live.